Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Drive Time Open Panel. And we're going to drop the link. We're going to let all you fine folks come up and join the conversation. When we come back, we'll talk about all the players that we picked up defensively, offensively, and will the Miami Dolphins trade for Patrick Mahomes? All this when we come back.
New seasons, new gear. Show the world what it means to be a fan in 100% authentic gear. Fanatics. Officially licensed everything.
Get ready to dive into a new world of online shopping with the Fins Tailgate. Whether you're a die-hard sports fan or just looking for the latest fashion trends, we've got you covered. With a wide variety of products from your favorite sports teams to stylish accessories and home decor, we're your one-stop shop for all things tailgate. Our easy-to-use website and hassle-free checkout process make shopping with us a breeze. Plus, with frequent sales and discounts, you won't want to shop anywhere else. So come on in and join the party at the Fins Tailgate, your new go-to destination for all things tailgate.
Yo, and don't forget, everybody, the 30th of March, 15 days away, Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. We will be doing the W Energy WrestleMania preview. Come check us out Saturday morning. I'll be there with Dolphin Winters, Crypto, and some other folks. So be sure to be there, and we'll get it popping. So, with no further ado, what's going on, Crypto?
Hey, what's happening, man?
Yeah, man.
Another day in paradise.
We might be training for Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
Hey, listen,
I don't know if the Tuaneers will allow that to happen. Mahomes had an
I
awful
figure, listen, if
season
we're gonna be
last year.
making up shit, right? Like trading, if we're gonna make up rumors of us trading for a quarterback, at least if we're gonna
Make
at
sure it's
least
the right one.
fantasize big. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, at least go big. At least go to the top. Start at
Yeah.
the top, then work your way down, right?
Justin Fields and
Yeah, Yes,
Jimmy
you got to start at
Garoppolo.
the top.
Well, Jimmy
Yeah.
Garoppolo signed, by the way. He signed to the Rams.
Okay, so the Raiders are going to be picking a new quarterback then this
Mm-hmm.
offseason. No, they probably stay with the guy they played against us.
Yeah,
I guess he did okay down the stretch.
but let's say, don't let good
Yeah,
be
so
enemy great. So who knows? They might get
they'll
somebody.
keep him. Yeah, they might drag. Yeah, they high
What's up,
enough in the
Fred?
draft.
And my main man, Mr. Polk. How you doing?
How you doing, Mr. Polk?
Here goes your buddy Jermaine. You guys are good friends, I know. Timothy Webb, Joe Rist, Mystic from Twitter. What's going on?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, so I'm ready to drop the link, man. Get some people's thoughts.
There you go. What you call it? Oh yeah, you can get it started. See, Mahomes comes here. I think all of the dirt and all of the we got to get that out of the way and all the baggage.
Yeah.
Maybe he's been sleeping around with Miley Cyrus, and
Actually,
he's been sneaking and going to late night meetups with Swift.
Yeah, and that's
and
that's why they traded him, because him and Kelsey are no longer friends.
Yeah, they no longer they can't get along.
What's up, Anthony?
Hey guys, what's up?
What's up, Anthony?
I said this on Twitter. I posted something on Twitter a few days ago, and I said that, and of course I got hate quote tweeted when I said, honestly, the situation with this kid is gonna be the only difference is we have the talent around him.
Jackson, what's going on, Scott Jackson?
I said on Twitter that
I
feel this situation with Tua is going to be the same as Tannehill. The only difference is there's going to be a lot more talent around him and stuff like that. Like giving a contract to a kid that we know there's a limit with him. Like where there's not limit. What is the term I'm using? Like a ceiling with him. Like you're gonna get to a certain. He's gonna get you to the wild card game, but he's not gonna win you a playoff game. He's gonna get you to a playoff game, but he's not gonna win it for you.
How do you know?
Because the last two times we've been to the playoffs with last year, we got blown out by Kansas City.
So let me ask you this: so Matthew Stafford, he won a Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
He never won a playoff game in Detroit.
But the difference between that situation, the Detroit situation, and this situation is the incompetence of that ownership not building around Matthew Stafford and stuff like that.
Well, so you need to build around a quarterback. Is that what you're saying? You got to build around a quarterback? Is that what you're saying?
Huh?
So you're saying you got to build around a quarterback?
It's 50-50. For me, it's 50-50. You have to build around the quarterback, but also you have.
So he didn't have Megatron?
He had Megatron. He had
for 5,000 yards?
Yeah. No, but what I'm saying is
playoff game.
There's a certain amount of talent you have to have before the quarterback has to carry the team instead of the talent, is what I'm saying. Matthew Stafford could do only so much with just Megatron, is what I'm saying. And I feel that's what's going to happen.
So Matthew Stafford didn't have talent when he won the Super Bowl in the Rams.
No, not. I'm talking about Detroit, specifically Detroit. Like when he was in Detroit, we
Never won
always
a
bring
playoff
up.
game though. 5,000. He threw for 5,000 yards and never won a playoff game.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. But
You didn't
how
miss
much
that
could
one.
he do with just Megatron? Like, that was his only weapon. Like the other receivers were not really that great and stuff like that. Like
But he didn't. He never got for 2,000. I mean, at the end of the day, look, Anthony.
I really want to have faith this is going to succeed, but the track record of Chris Greer with free agency and the draft, I can't trust it. I really can't.
Hey, I mean, that's your right, man.
Yeah, but
What's going on, Kevin Lee? How you doing? My second favorite Seminole.
yeah,
Man,
but here's the thing. If you
that's
look
the
at
other Poverty franchise. Go ahead, Mr. Polk.
okay, we just drafted. We just picked up 2 tight ends, and we see what Weaver's doing on the defensive side. Right now, I'm thinking that McDaniel is about to change the offensive scheme, bringing in those 2 tight ends because we already had Smite and Julian Hill. So I'm just guessing, but from what I'm seeing, I think he's going to change the scheme up because
I don't
really you
see it.
can't. No, let me finish. I can't see him using the same scheme going into this season here because other teams are going to be aware. Other teams are already aware of the scheme we've been using with Tyreek and Waddle. So if he's the coach that I think he is, he's going to change the scheme up.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's
but
going to happen.
Mr. Polk, the
And
reason why
here's another thing. Hold on. Here's another thing too, Anthony. You said that Matthew Stafford was a part of a dysfunctional franchise. What do you think Tua is a part of? He's part of a team that never won a playoff game in 25 years. The losing when Tua started losing, it didn't start with Tua. This franchise been not know how to win.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. No, I see what you're saying. But what is it called? Mr. Polk,
Uh-huh.
you brought up something earlier about the scheme, but McDaniel has it. I've said that I like McDaniel, but I've said this multiple times. The guy has this Shanahan glitch where he has to be the smartest guy in the room, and he's not gonna give the satisfaction of changing the scheme just because people adjusted to it. He wants to prove that the scheme is the right scheme to use. He's not going to change it. Like
Okay.
he
Okay,
has
but
that Shanahan glitch where he has to be arrogant enough to.
okay, well, Anthony, I understand that, but you got to remember what. Even though you're saying that with the Shanahan thing, you got to remember he is Coach McDaniel. So I don't. Basically, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't think he's going to just stick with that. I think he realizes that he needs to change the scheme because it's not working.
And
And
I
hey,
don't see
not
another
him
he's
changing.
not
hey, another
I
thing,
don't see him changing. I see him making adjustments, but not changing.
right.
another
Yeah.
thing, Anthony. You talk about the Shanahan glitch. Well, he sure changed with getting a big time running back in there. He never used to go with the big running back. You got CMC, and look, it's
Yeah,
getting
but
into the
but
Super. He
look
may
at the
not have
Super
won the
Bowl.
Super
He
Bowl, but he's
completely
getting it.
ignored.
Huh?
Okay,
He
we got a big
he
running
moved
back
away
on the
from the
roster
running game
already.
during the Super Bowl. What do you mean? The
That's
running game
one
got
game.
him there,
Hey,
but
hey, right now I'd be happy if we made it to the Super Bowl.
yeah, I see what you guys are saying, but I really do want to have patience, but I'm starting to get tired of having patience already. Like
Oh no, I can understand. I'm kind of tired too. But the thing
Yeah,
is,
we got to start
from what
putting time frames on it.
from what I'm seeing with the changes, I think there's going to be a change. I can't guarantee it, but I think we're going to see it. We're going to see well, like Shake said, maybe some additions or some adjustment to the offensive scheme, because I really can't see him just going into the this season basically just doing exactly what he did last season. You got to make some kind of adjustments, and I think
yeah,
he has the knowledge to do that.
I think you're going to see changes this year with Jonnu Smith alone.
Yes, yes, I like that signing. that signing and see with that signing and the signing that we did with I forget the fella name, the tight end that we got from Kansas City.
Kansas City, exactly.
Yeah,
That guy's
man,
something else.
that raised my eyebrows because that that should raise eyebrows to Tiny Corner, Julian Hill, like all these underperforming draft picks that Chris Green had drafted. I think letting Xavier Howard walk. I mean, cutting Xavier Howard, letting Christian Wilkins walk. I think that's going to open up a whole nother mindset. So all this underperforming draft picks like Channing Tindall, we already got his replacement. So if he don't step up to this game this season right here, that's a wrap. I don't think he gonna make the 53.
Yeah, I agree with that on that camp because that was one of my guys right there. But if he doesn't do nothing this season, we will be moved. I think we'll be
Yeah,
moved
no,
off of
and
him
I've
for
said
sure.
this. I want to have patience with Tyndall too, but I've said this. Like, I hate it when the kid is not performing right away. Like, not everybody's Roquan Smith where he's gangbusters right out of the gate and stuff. You have to. Some guys take like I can't remember Sean Lee, the guy from the Cowboys. It didn't take him till his like fifth year for it to finally click and everything went into place and stuff like that.
Yes, but there's a difference when you can't even make the field.
Not only
Right,
that,
right.
but
Cameron Good
but
had more playing time than him.
and also too inside
Thank you, and
linebacker
that's the problem.
an inside linebacker is a glaring need. So right now, Tyndall has been on the team long enough to um, make the adjustment. So there, I'm just saying, I don't think the front office is going to give him too much time because that's a
Yeah, I don't
No,
think he
glaring
made the
need on
53.
our defense is inside linebacker.
Yeah, yeah. But we don't upgrade that though. We don't upgrade that. I think
and,
this
and
could
and
be
the
Chris
part that
Greer.
bothers me is you didn't even see Tyndall stand out on special teams.
Yeah, that part too. You didn't see, you never heard Tino name. But I think this could be Chris Greer best offseason. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. But to say that he's working with little draft picks, I mean, yeah, little draft picks, little bit of money, but he's still finding a way. And I feel like this year he's doing it different. I feel like in the prior years we were starting with our we was building with our starters first. I feel like this year right here we building from our depth, our bench to our starters, and
I
I
will
like it.
say
I
this.
like it.
I
And
will say one thing. There's still one thing that aggravates the shit out of me about Chris Greer. Why is it come playoff time or the crunch time down when the season's running out? We're running out of running backs because they're all on the sidelines or they're hurt. And he's not going to find somebody who can just perform in crunch time.
I mean that's true. That's true. That's true. But at the same
Yeah,
time too,
that when freaking I ain't gonna lie, I was upset when Derrick Henry signed with the Ravens. Like,
Oh, I was pissed.
yes,
I was
yes, that one
pissed.
hurt me. That one
That was
hurt
a
me
classic.
because I feel
Well,
like Derrick
why are we
Henry would have helped us.
surprised? Because the Ravens always do that, to undercut us with a running back that we or
All right, but
linebacker
why
that we
didn't
Yeah,
we?
get.
Why didn't we go after another running back who's proven to perform in cold weather, who got
question.
cut
Dalvin
by
Cook still out
Green?
there,
Who
right?
Yeah,
got
the
cut?
Ravens always do that. They did it to us
Yeah,
in the draft. They did it
but
to us
listen,
with Thompson.
but Crypto, he had a choice of two because there was another running back that got cut by Green Bay that can perform in the cold and performs in crunch time.
Yeah, Green
you know
Bay's
what?
running back. Yeah,
I'm
that got cut.
convinced
Yeah,
Chris
Aaron
Greer slept with
Jones.
Ozzie Newsom's wife.
Yeah, probably did. He did.
Yeah,
It's on tape. It's on footage.
yeah, and that's probably why the Ravens do that to us.
That's why they always doing it to us.
It's just aggravating that he's going in with the same running backs, even re-signing Ahmed, who didn't do anything.
I don't
You
think he'll make
know,
the 53 though.
Hmm.
I don't think he'll make the 53. And
okay, then
I
why
feel
are you
like,
re-signing him? You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, I agree with you on that. Yeah, you're right. You're
Why
right.
aren't you getting some new blood in there to check out? Why are you
See,
bringing him in?
see, and
Yeah, I think that's to get everybody spooled up.
yeah, Tim, I think that I've said this. I think what's going to happen is we trade down. I've said this multiple times. Me and Shake talked about this. We trade down, get an extra pick. I think in the second round we might draft Trey Benson from Florida State or the guy from Wisconsin. Um, uh, not Wisconsin, Minnesota.
Shout out to Dolphin Gang Entertainment. What's going on, DG Live? What's going on, aka DG Live? What's going on? Hey, by the way, the reason why Salvan Ackman is back in Miami, I found this out on a Twitter space. Salvan Ackman is not leaving Miami till he gets his hands on Batman. You have to ask him why.
Good shit.
All right, well, I'll go pick Batman up and bring him there just to get him out of here.
Shit.
He's still
honestly, I think Salvan's on the roster just for special teams purposes, to be honest, because we don't have a ton of depth.
He doesn't do special teams.
Hold on, real quick. I want to introduce mi hermano cubano, the man who be cooking folks on a regular basis. My man, Mr. Lewis, OG, the original OG. Lewis, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
What's up, Lou?
Yes, how you doing, brother?
Hey, remember we heard on Twitter that Ahmed is looking for Batman. That's why he's still in Miami.
Yeah, I was coming up here to break the news. The reason we signed Ahmed is because he needed one more year to chase down Batman. So after next year, he'll be out of here.
Oh, by the way, what are your guys' thoughts on Aaron Donald retiring?
That was a shocker.
Yeah, that was a shocker. That was a shocker.
I wasn't shocked. He was ready to retire before last year. It's not shocking.
Hall of Fame career, though. Hall of Fame career.
Yeah, he did say he wanted
First ballot.
Think about it. Retiring. He made it official.
They compared his stats to Lawrence Taylor.
Dude, he changed the game the way Lawrence Taylor changed the game.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
The man was that dominant.
Aaron Donald's retired, and Christian Wilkins is still not the best defensive tackle in the NFL.
That's a good one. I was hoping we would have traded for Aaron Donald before the season was over, man. But so long for that dream.
Is Christian Wilkins getting 20 sacks next season? What's the over and under?
20 sacks.
That man's getting
Under.
20. That man's getting 20 sacks. He's not getting 20 sacks in that 5-year contract. That's what he's not doing.
Look, the only way he's getting 20 sacks, the only way he's grabbing 20 sacks is underneath the pylon.
I will say that there's certain players that you're lucky to see. I would say Jerry Rice. I would say Lawrence Taylor, Aaron Donald. You can go Marino at quarterback, Deion Sanders. You know what I mean?
Barry Sanders.
Barry Sanders, definitely.
Tony Gonzalez.
No. Tony Gonzalez. Yeah.
Randy Moss.
Yeah, Randy Moss.
I'm going to go old school.
For example,
I'm not sure if anybody on this panel is old enough to.
There's an actual term for him. You got Moss.
No, I remember Anthony. I remember Paul Warfield because we got him from the Washington Redskins, if I'm not mistaken.
But here's the thing, though. You'll never.
Speaking of that, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
I was going to say, you might never see another Rice. You know what I mean? With what he did. You might never see another Aaron Donald.
Or
what you got, Tim?
So, with that signing that we did with Kendall Fuller, do y'all think that we should move? Yeah, I like that too. I think that we already got our safety on our roster. I feel like we should kick Jalen Ramsey to safety. Let Cam Smith see what he do. I feel like right now we doing the opposite of Noah Abo. But no, we got to give.
Here's the thing: they're going to move Ramsey around so much, they're going to have offenses wondering what's going on. And because remember what the defensive coordinator said, he wants to move him around to the best spot.
Right.
They're going to move him around. That's when Cam will get his chances. But it's going to be bringing him in slowly, still learning and getting playing time. Because the only way for you to learn is to get playing time. They're going to bring him in slow and give him playing time, something that Fangio didn't want to give him at all last year.
Right. All right. So at least he's going to get playing time. I just want to see him on the field.
I do too.
Same, yeah. I want to see him on the field too.
Same thing with Brandon Peely, Chris Brooks. I want to see Chris Brooks get I want Devin Etienne to be the number one back. And I want Chris Brooks to maybe, I don't know how much carries he had on top of my head, but at least increase that by 5 more per game.
But you got to remember one thing.
Chris Brooks looked pretty good in preseason, and I think that he's a very talented big back.
But you got to remember one thing: we signed that corner to 2 years. Ramsey only has like 2 years, so you got to see where Smith is. So then you only have to get one corner between now and when they decide to go.
I got to look at film on Cam
And,
Newton.
and,
No,
I ain't
and
seen
here's the thing
they'll
that,
Smith
draft a
yet.
corner anyway.
and here's the thing too. You gotta remember, man. One thing, like everybody has amnesia, but training camp come, people get injured even in training camp. Look at Ramsey.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
Yeah, he
expect it to
sure
happen,
did.
but it happens.
Glad
And
we got
Ramsey's somebody who was never hurt before this past year.
Nick Needham back.
Oh, so I see Dallas let go what our middle linebacker was. Um oh man. He used to remind me of Sean Lee.
You thinking of Vanden Bosch?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you think we kicked the leg on that to
Nah,
No.
I think he's gonna retire. He got neck issues and back issues.
Yep. And I think our linebacking core is
Is his
pretty much
neck
set
issues
up
worse
right
than
now.
mine, Lewis?
What happened, Crypto?
I said, is his neck issues worse than mine? Because I'm dying right now.
Well, he got a neck and a back. I think that guy's career is over.
Hey, but
Shit.
hey,
I
Lewis,
need a massage therapist.
I think we're done with linebackers anyways right now. I think we have to concentrate more on O line, receiver, and defensive line. Getting somebody in there who can not make up for Wilkins, but somebody who's consistent on the other side of Zealer.
That depends on who's
Yeah,
I start to say who's
you're
available.
probably gonna get all that in the draft, man.
That's what I'm saying.
This draft is real good. For me, again, I'm drafting a safety, and I like what Tim said because I had said that about 2 weeks ago, but for another complete reason. And I'm not saying it to put him there permanently this season, but I do think Miami should transition Jalen Ramsey again, we've seen big time corners like that in the league transition to safety and become great safeties in this league too. I think we need to find Javon Holland's replacement. I know I said it. People get in their feelings. I called the Christian Wilkins shit a year and a half ago saying to get rid of him. Now, I know we got the comp pick, a third-round pick, but we probably could have got more in the open market if we would have tried to jump ahead of it and trade him. It's the same situation with Javon Holland.
I think they're going to read. I think
Wilkins leaving.
I think they're going to re-sign Holland because I think you see how much money that Armstead deal saves us over the next couple of years.
It doesn't matter, but Tua's coming down the pike. Jalen Waddle's coming down the pike,
right?
And Jalen Phillips
coming down the pike. Phillips and Waddle more important than Holland, to be honest.
Absolutely.
Jason Phillips, Jalen Phillips, not Jason.
Yeah, Jalen Phillips. Yeah.
I think Jalen Phillips going to be on the field by the second game this year.
Yeah,
I don't know when he's coming. I'm talking about Javon Holland. No, we need to jump ahead of that because the way the game is played now, you're taking safeties off the field. I mean, look, Cincinnati last year let both of their starting safeties go. They let Jesse Bates go and Von Bell go in the same year. Yeah, look at Simmons out of Denver now. Like there's so many.
I realize that. Right.
Yeah, bro, safety. I'm not. And again, I think Javon Holland's agency is athletes first. Same with Tua. Same with Christian Wilkins. Those guys like to get the bag. I think Holland's going to try to reset the market, and I'm not paying a safety top dollar, especially a safety, without getting in our feelings, right? A safety that's never been a Pro Bowler. A safety has no Pro Bowls.
I agree. I agree with you on that,
He's not worth it. He's not worth it.
Lewis, I'm saying I'm going to try and sign him to what I want, but I'm not going to let him set the market. He hasn't done anything to prove it yet.
Yeah, but then what he'll tell you is he's not signing that deal, and then we'll find ourselves next year because he was a second-round pick. He's going into year 4. There is no fifth-year option, right? You're not going to franchise tag him.
Do it early,
so if you don't do it now, if you're not trying to talk to him now, right, and which I'm sure Miami has,
the midway point,
they're probably going to be – he's just going to play this year out, and next year we'll find ourselves just where we found ourselves with Christian Wilkins and Robert Hunt. In a situation where he's at free agency. And I'm not doing that. again, if I was Chris Greer at the combine, I would have been having those conversations already. I'm not
He
making
might
it
end up in
public.
Dallas, Lewis.
I'm not making it public. I'm not coming out on ESPN if I'm Chris Greer and saying Javon Holland is on the market. But I'm definitely on the phone with other teams seeing what his market is out there or what people's opinions are of it.
Here's the problem though. It's not really a strong safety class.
But Lewis,
You never know what you
do
can
you
And
think
by
find.
you
the
can
way,
get for
real quick, let me
You got
Harlan?
to do your
hold on,
homework.
real quick. Let me
Not
give
you, but
I need to give
the
my man an
scouts.
intro. He is gonna be my co-host March 30th for the W Energy Drink WrestleMania preview. My main man Winters. Hey, by the way, May 2nd,
What's up, my brother?
May 2nd, the Dolphins got they have is the deadline to put the 5th year option on Waddle and Waddle and Phillips. So they got
Hey,
to May
hey,
2nd.
That's the one you
hey,
need to be
Chase.
talking in the contracts now is Waddle. If you're thinking about keeping Waddle, that's the one you should be at the table with
You're
right
trying
now.
to
Not
sign
not
Phillips.
Javon Holland.
It's next
I
year. It's
agree.
his year. His
Hey,
Hey,
performance.
Chase.
but
Yes.
Lou, what could we get
Who's going to be up there with you during the
Harlan?
Hurricanes game?
What
Huh?
can we get for Harlan?
The Gators Canes.
It's gonna be me, Color,
Third and the
Color,
fifth.
and Crypto, Mr. Polk.
I'm going to be trolling you hard in that game.
Hey, it is what it is. Hey, listen, it's not the first time that good teams lose to trashy schools.
Mr. Park, to answer your question, I would say at least a second round pick.
Okay.
At least
Depends
a
on his
second.
performance this year.
And you're probably going to get no. If you try, if your performance this year, Crypto, you're already lost. You would have to trade him before this season or at the deadline. You're not trading. You can't trade him at the end of the season. You can't
And
wait to
see,
see what the season production is to trade him.
that was my point right there. I think, like, let's say best case scenario, Harlan balls out, and a team on the phone before the trade deadline and say, "Hey man, we want Harlan from you." That might can be the biggest way we can get more value from it. If Harlan balling out that whole season before the trade deadline.
Hey, I don't know who was up there with Stephen D this afternoon, but the man was trying to trade Waddle.
No,
No, that was Cameron.
That was Cam. No, that was Cam. I said who was up there with them. I said who was up there with them.
It was Cameron, and I'll be honest, right? And it's funny because there was a couple people we were having the same conversation, right? So it was crazy they brought it up today. Where I think Cam was off was Cam was saying if they offered him a second and a fourth or whatever, he would run and trade Jalen Waddle for that. He done lost his goddamn mind.
Yeah, right.
I want at least if I'm going to do that, I want at least a first and a third and something else.
I want two first. I want two first.
Yeah,
I want at least two first.
It would have to be at least two first. It's not a first and a third. Again, I'm not doing that deal. I will have that.
Yeah,
would
but
be
hardly anybody's giving up two first for a receiver.
Well,
No,
okay,
but what
well,
I
then
mean
Waddle's
is
going to be on the team then. Cool.
what I mean is by the something else is something next year, which whether it be a first or you know what I mean.
I don't give a shit about none of that. The fact is, that's not enough. A first and a third, that's a starting
No,
point.
I said a first, a third, and something else. Maybe next year, maybe another first, maybe a second.
Well, again, if that is two first, now you're saying two first, then yeah. A first and a third is an initial conversation, right? I'm not hanging up the phone if you call me and you say you got a first and a third. We can have dialogue. That's a good starting point. But no, it has to be at least two first to get rid of Waddle.
Especially right now, with this draft coming up, like this the wrong. If we even thinking about trading Waddle, this the wrong time to do it. This draft coming up, it's a lot of good wide receivers coming up.
In fact, it's been some good wide receivers the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, that part too.
No matter how good they are, they're not proven the way Waddle's proven to put up numbers.
That's part too.
And you see it against the Jets when listen.
But yeah, receivers have come in the league
against the Jets when Hill was out against the Jets, Tua didn't miss a beat because he had Waddle.
And that was against a Jet defense that had pretty good secondary.
Hey, so let me ask y'all a question. What is your opinion on bringing I think his name Andreas Pete, the tackle from Saints. He played tackle and guard.
I don't know much about him,
Mm.
so I can't say anything.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
That's
no
where we
idea
need help
about him.
in the online. I'm hoping that we draft offensive line, rather be left tackle or center.
And see
Yeah.
if
I'm okay with
I'm
center. I
hoping,
want a guard.
I don't know if they're gonna use that
yeah,
pick on a center now.
I'm
Hey,
hoping
there's a
that
guy that
Liam
we
don't
could probably
start.
get.
No,
There's a
but we
guy
got
we probably could get at
I don't even
55.
know.
That guy
wait.
BB out of Kansas. Out of Kansas,
It's
he's a good guard.
No, but not putting down the center that we just picked up, but any
yeah.
a smaller type center.
He's actually perfect for our scheme.
Oh, okay.
And I
He
think
gets
Butch
to the
Barry
second
can turn him
level
into a
pretty
top
good.
five
Center
center.
pick is a crapshoot. I don't even think that's our pick no more.
Everybody says he's small, but hey, Mike Pouncey and his brother
First pick.
Marquise Pouncey were small, but they were great centers. I think his brother is going to be a Hall of Famer. I don't think
Dalton
Marquise is
Winters.
going to be a Hall of Famer, but I don't think
Dalton
Mike.
Winters.
Yeah.
Wasn't Dwight Stevenson a small center?
Yeah, he was.
Probably one of the best of all time, if not the best of all time.
I mean, he was definitely top five in my book. I don't know if I would say best of all time, but he was definitely a top five center of all time. I'll be honest
Yeah,
with you.
him,
You know,
Yeah.
he
Pouncey.
definitely
I'm trying
caused
to remember.
havoc and problems. You
I
know,
did too with Butch Berry.
I'm like this.
Yeah, he's up there. Saturday,
Yeah.
Hiltonberg, all of them go in that conversation.
Oh, of course. I mean, but the way I look at it is, I love all the that we picked up, but we still got to see it on the field. So, and we're still not done, gentlemen. That's the lovely thing about the
No.
whole thing. We are
Right.
still far from,
I was
you
actually
know.
kind of
So, I mean,
irritated today. I was actually kind of irritated last night when I heard AJ Dillon re-signed with Green Bay for like $1 million. I was like, man, we could. He's still a power back, something we need.
We have a power back. We got
He
to
can, he has,
Yeah.
but he got injured and he
Yeah,
got
we got one.
re-injured
yeah,
during.
and also Tar A Chain got injured. So are we gonna
Mhm.
get rid of him too? A Chain
Yeah.
got
By the
hurt
way,
too.
I'm
Dwight
not saying
Stevenson.
that, but listen, we got all of our running backs got injured last year. I want at least one that will stay healthy and be there in crunch time.
Didn't Derrick Henry get hurt last year?
No, he played every game.
The
Yeah,
year
he did.
then
The
the
year
year
before
before
that,
that.
Lewis. You talking about the year
Oh, oh,
before?
oh,
Yeah, he got hurt.
oh, okay. Well, but
No,
that's the
Yep.
point.
2019.
But
2019
That
was
was
the
his
last time
MVP
Derrick
season.
Henry got
Actually,
hurt.
he was on pace for the MVP that year, and he
eh,
freaking
Actually, the
got
last
hurt.
time he got
In
hurt
2019.
was the season we lost. Was two the season he got hurt was the season that
Oh,
Tua lost to him
yeah,
Right.
in
that's
Yes.
Tennessee.
right.
no. But
That was the
I
season he
thought
was out.
he's missed games. I thought he
No,
missed games before that.
no, nope.
Yeah, there's
Mm-mm.
no way he's been playing all 17 games. Mhm.
Look back on how
No.
many games he's missed. That
You talking
man's
about
been
this past
durable.
season or the year
Yeah.
before?
Well.
I mean, I
Again,
know he
look.
had the bad offensive line.
All I know
He got
last
like
year,
1,300 yards.
no one is going to tell me there was someone running. Again, everybody gets enamored, just like in baseball. The chicks dig the home runs. In our fan base and in football in general, yeah, a stiff arm every game or whatever, that's what people see. The facts remain, in my opinion, there was nobody that ran harder last year than Raheem Mostert. And the facts
Right.
are,
Listen. I like.
if you want, no, hold on, Todd, because the facts are, these are the numbers. And what people tell me is that numbers matter, right? For every other player. Well, this season in short yardage situations on 3rd and 1, 4th and 1s, or 3rd and 2s, whatever, 4th and 2, whatever it is, when Mike McDaniel decided to hand the ball off to Raheem Mostert, 88.9% of the time, it was a first down. Now let that number sink in. 88.9. So basically 89% of the time, Mike McDaniel handed the ball off in short yardage to Raheem Mostert. He picked up the first down. I'm tired of
Okay.
hearing we need a big
They
back
probably
anyway.
saying because he ain't got the ball enough.
Well,
That's
that
why
has
they offer
nothing.
Mostert.
Then that has
I'm,
nothing to do with a big back. That has
No,
to
my
do
pro.
with the call not getting called.
What
Nah,
about
man.
what
Oh,
about
his
not being?
volume of touches.
what happened?
Could Mostert endure another season?
What you said, Crypto? Couldn't hear you.
No, I'm saying that's gonna
I
be
think
his
I
biggest
think
challenge.
Devin A. Chain can pick up 3rd and 1.
Yeah. Devin A-Chain got to be the number one back this year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look, at the end of the day, what
I
happened
believe in A
look
Chain
when
doing the most. To be honest,
when
most of
Buffalo
the ball too much.
Buffalo load the box, Mostert couldn't do jack shit.
Yep.
He couldn't. He
Well,
got stuffed.
and that's fine. But the key word
I
was
like A
load the
Chain better.
box. There's a lot of guys that's not going to run behind on a loaded box.
Oh my goodness, what's that?
That was a damn truck
They
going
got
by
power
my house.
backs.
Oh,
I think A Chain can run in between the tackles if you run him enough, but
Mhm.
they
yeah,
too scared to
but you need
keep
to
running him in between the tackles.
rotate him though because
I don't think
he got banged up.
And by the way, I'm not I don't want Derrick Henry because he's a big back, but he has a proven record.
Right. Yeah, that's why I wanted Dave Henry too for the cold weather in December and January.
Yeah, same here.
You
I mean, he
But he's
ran
not
behind a
here though.
bad offensive line.
you're going to pay a man $7 million for 1 month of the season?
I mean,
Yeah, the
I
month
mean,
that counts.
you
Yeah,
right. You
For one
right. I
month.
mean,
I mean the
Who's
month that
playing him for
counts.
one
Yeah,
month?
I would. That's the month that we need him the most.
Yeah, but
right.
not for $7 million.
But him being there also keeps the other backs
Hey, Lewis,
healthy
you got to
too.
pay the cost
Not
to
to
be the
mention, not only
boss.
will he'd be good for us in December, he's going to be good for us the rest of the year, not just December.
Yeah,
But
because I want to use them in the red zone too.
okay, but that's fine. But the red zone back we had led the league in touchdowns.
Yeah, that's accurate. That's accurate. I can't lie to that.
We did. We just want to see it another year.
But my biggest knock on Raheem Mostert, he just can't stay healthy. I love Raheem Mostert, but
By
I
the way,
just
a
feel
lot of
like
those touchdowns weren't they were like those big runs. It wasn't like it was a goal line touchdowns.
Hey, the
Okay,
year
and that's fine. But I'm not. Are you? Or do you think if we would have got a guy like Derrick Henry, all we're doing is taking away touches from Devin A. Chain?
No, he would have been a change of back pace, change of back pace back.
That's what I'm
now
saying.
I don't
So a
I don't think
change
it
of
will take
pace.
I don't
touches
think they're
away
gonna
from.
look. I don't think if they would have brought in Derrick Henry, they would
It'd be
have
lightning
brought
and
him
thunder.
here to help give the threat of the run game. He would have helped made the running back room good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm gonna say this. I'm happy with the running back.
Also, there's
We
also
just
pass blocking too that comes into consideration.
Winter's just in the middle, just
And
being quiet, trying to pay
yeah, Derrick
attention.
Henry's a better
No,
pass
I mean,
blocker.
I
we
think
need to
that's a good.
concentrate on in the trenches. That's what
Yeah,
we
he
need
is
the
a better
That's a
offensive
pass
good.
line and the
That's a
defensive
good
line.
point. That was a pretty good point, Shake. I ain't gonna lie, the pass blocking, but I would just the pushback. I would say then show me the games last year where the running backs weren't good in pass cover or pass blocking.
Yeah.
That would be my argument, but that was a good point. I can see that,
And
but
the other thing about
I don't think A Chain and Mostert in that situation were bad in
Well,
pass blocking for.
but here's the other thing.
I'm not
Hey,
saying they are, but hey, listen, you can never have too many good running backs that are good at pass blocking.
and the other
Oh,
thing
absolutely.
about that I liked about Henry is he demands the respect by the defense to put 8 in the box
Yes.
where you can
It,
go
it
over
would have
the top.
made his job much easier if he would have been with us
Yeah.
versus Ravens. Because
Yeah.
shoot, who you gonna guard? Who you gonna guard?
I don't know. I don't know about that.
No,
but
I
I
don't know.
he was still
He
effective in
demands 8 in
Tennessee,
the
and
box.
they had only one great wide receiver.
but I also seen Chris Brooks used in blocking, and he was doing well with in the blocking scheme.
I think it's a matter of what the defensive
So we
coordinators on
just
the
got to
opposing
start
side want.
utilizing him a little bit more and stop making excuses. He's a big back that can block, and he can run if given the opportunity to.
We
What we
find
need to do
hey,
is
what's up,
concentrate on the
Andreas? We find
trenches.
about everything. That's what we find about.
I know it's not a popular opinion, but when he had his opportunities last year, Jeff Wilson Jr. ran hard.
Yeah,
That's what also he sure did.
Yeah.
And,
I'm just
and
not
he,
in the
He
business
scored a
of
couple
picking
big
up.
touchdowns for us.
I'm not in the business of picking up a 30 or 31-year-old running back for $7 million. That's not good for business.
Then yeah, but what you call maybe McDaniels. Hopefully McDaniels changes his ways
I
and
was
starts running the ball on third down instead of trying to be cute and pass the ball.
I was only certain that we won't get him because whenever
If
the
our
Dolphins
running
fan
back
base
room,
clamor for anybody, they never get who they clamor for.
And they showing you because we talk now we talking about Henry. Got to think about what other run backs we tried to get. The boy from Baltimore.
Colts.
Let's
Dalvin
let's
Cook.
Davin Cook. Okay. Let's go down the list. What's some other run
It
back we
was like
tried to get?
all of them that was
We had
available
Yeah,
opportunity
last
Josh
year.
Jacobs. Every good running back. Saquon Barkley.
Okay, and we didn't.
All
Did
of
we
them,
get the?
Mr. Pope.
We passed up on all of them. So what does that show you?
They just said Greer's had other answers. That's why he drafted A Chain.
Yeah. He drafted him at the perfect time.
I just want them to stay
Things up,
healthy. That's
guys.
all.
Well, the same thing
I have a
with
question for everyone. First of all,
who's that?
good
Cherie.
evening,
What's up,
guys. Hope
Cherie?
everyone is well. Now that you've seen the round one of free agency, which direction would you guys go in the first 2 or 3 rounds? And
Who's got
I'll
the
listen.
reggae music? Can you please put it down because we don't
Yeah,
want to get
somebody got
flagged.
some
Appreciate it.
Bob Marley in the background.
What you saying, Cherie?
Yeah, the question again was, now that you've seen round one of free agency, we don't have to overthink anymore. What would you guys do in the first 3 rounds of the draft after round one of free
First two
agency?
rounds.
Yeah,
I'll
first
First
after 2
listen.
two.
rounds.
First 2 rounds. We don't have a third round.
I would trade back our first round pick.
Yep, me too. Me
Same
too.
here.
Me too. Me too.
I,
Same
I
I'm
here.
would
calling
I would
Carolina
trade
on the
I would
phone.
trade it back. I wouldn't have a problem with
Extra
that.
picks.
Trade it
The
down to
the
about
reason
26,
the
27.
the reason why I asked that is because if we got Brewer, then we don't need Power Johnson, right?
Yep.
So I'm thinking that the first round of free agency has answered some of our answers, some of our questions. So which
Yeah.
direction would you go
I see.
with in the first 2 rounds?
Hey,
Edge.
Crypto says he wants a long snapper.
I'll
Out of
Oh,
Fresno
I
State.
I got some news for
I'll
Crypto.
tell
I
you
tell
what.
you
That's
this.
all
The
right.
guy from Fresno State,
Shake
yes.
told me the other day he wants to do. Shake said he wants the punter.
No, because
There's a long
we
snapper.
still need some wide receivers. I'd like to get the kid from LSU, not the one guy, but the other guy that they said could drop to us.
All right,
None
because
of those
I've been
top 3
looking.
receivers are dropping.
Hey, listen, we do need
Yeah,
a punter because our punter isn't Bailey isn't punting. He's holding Sanders' balls.
Oh,
Jeez.
here we
so
go. Oh boy.
yeah, so I came up with this, right? Like, first of all, the defense of Weaver, after doing more research, not only is it similar to Flores' defense in that we don't have a pass rusher, but what we do have is we're gonna get we're gonna get you off your spot. We're gonna send enough people to get you, and we're gonna depend on island corners. So we're gonna go back to Flores where we don't have the traditional pass rusher who can get you 12 on his own like Chubb and Phillips, but we are gonna be able to get you off your spot on third down. Now, but that being said, right? When you look in the first 2 rounds, I would love to trade down to 27 or even 26 and maybe get a second in the fourth or a third in the fourth. But my thing is this wave of free agency, it tells me that Greer, I'm just gonna be honest, Shake Money. This free agency told me that Greer failed on the run that he had with the draft picks. That run failed. Now it's time to transition into the younger guys and the green guys. And it isn't a slight on Greer, but for the next year, we potentially have 11 picks, 2 third rounds and 1 6, and then they gotta see if the Brandon Jones one would give us a pick. That will be 2 6s and 2 3s. So that's good. If and then another thing, Shake Money, what we've grown to know over the past 4 or 5 years is that if you let a guy walk that you drafted, it ain't bad getting a third round pick at all, even if you couldn't resign him, right? And clearly
Yeah,
we
you get
couldn't
something.
resign Hunt. So you're getting something without even tagging him, right? If you tag him, then you can get a second. You can get anything you want. But without tagging him, at least you get something. And a lot of us didn't even know that. So let's not play like we knew. So let's just enjoy that.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Hmm.
And some of our third round picks, Devin A. Chain be hits. Some of them not. Eric Easy Palmer. But I'll say that I feel like I could be wrong, just my opinion, but I think this is one of Chris Greer's best off season. I feel like now
No.
I agree.
Chris Greer has shown that he can do it in every different way. He can make that big money trade.
Right.
He can
Right. He can fast track it. He made his run. It failed, and now he's
right,
transitioning to green while keeping Tua,
right.
Holland, Jalen Phillips, and some of the core. He's doing the, So yes, it failed. We didn't get a Super Bowl, but this is what the GM has to do.
And I like the fact that we're not going all in this year
I know. Look,
because
Crypto.
No,
I know you're
we
still
can't.
hurt
He's
about
got a
when
lot
we
of
released Xavier
contracts that
Howard.
he's paying out.
We can't
I
go
What you
all
say,
in
hey,
Shay?
until
listen,
we can't go in until a year from now, really.
Crypto is still angry because we released Xavier Howard and then and let Philadelphia sign Devontae Parker. I'm sorry,
Good
Crypto.
grief, Shake, you stole that from me. I was about to get on. I was about to hit crypto with Devontae Parker. Good grief.
Could you imagine if Jalen Hurts gets hurt, pardon the pun, and they got to rely on Kenny Pickett for a while?
Uh-oh.
yeah, bro. I saw that the day. I was like, what the hell?
I was like,
Yeah.
really? I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know.
Hey, at
Then
least
I
he's staying in
saw,
Pennsylvania.
Well, Kenny Pickett was a starting quarterback that led his team to a
Yeah.
playoffs last I checked, didn't
Yeah, that's true too. I mean, but he performed that well.
I was about to
You
say
you
that
could
he didn't look good.
you could make an argument that the running back, not Najee Harris, but other running back they
he? He
got
played good enough.
right
Oh,
that he carried them to the playoffs.
No, it
I ain't
wasn't the
gonna
playoffs.
that's a little far fetched, but
talking
No,
about real
last time I
short.
checked, I think Kenny Pickett led the league in most completions over 50 yards.
I did not know that. I thought he was a scrub.
And he got benched at the second half of the season though.
Would you believe that it's a chance that Eichenberg could be gone before next week? Because remember now, teams were asking about Eichenberg from last year, and I'm telling you right now, if Greer think that the kid that we traded to the Rams for Ramsey, the tight end, I Greer would trade that in a heartbeat to move off and get some picks. So I
And
think there's potential guys who can.
by the way, where
Go
did you
ahead,
get
Shay.
this? We're gonna get rid of Eichenberg. Did Batman tell you that?
No,
Boy, get
because
Probably
the
did.
people want Eichenberg from last year. You remember when Greer opened his mouth? He didn't have to say this, but he said that people are asking for Eichenberg just about every day. He said
Listen,
that
tell
last
Batman
year,
to
and the
stop
thing
hating on
is,
Eichenberg and watch your ass when it comes. Achman is coming after you, Batman. Quit hating on Eichenberg.
Exactly.
Eichenberg's
yeah.
not
So
going anywhere.
Boy, y'all
I
terrible.
think there's a potential that we get a pick for him this year.
First team all pro
Because the thing
Eichenberg.
is, the thing is, right? If he's gonna be, did we sign Jesse Davis?
Who?
No,
Oh, that was a fake post. Okay.
that was
So
a fake
but
post.
yeah. So I saw that if he's gonna be the swing tackle, just trade him. That's my take on it. Get a pick this year, and then we got Barton who can fall to us. We got a lot of there's a lot of guards that are gonna be there because there's a lot of good tackles and centers. So there's gonna be guards there for us in the first 120 picks. There's gonna be a
So,
bunch of guards there.
so what kind of pick do you think we're going to get for Liam Eichenberg?
I think you can get a fourth round pick for Eichenberg, or maybe a fourth and a fifth. Reason being is because
2 firsts and
he
a
is
second and 3 players.
well, if someone's stupid enough to
And
think
throw
that
in a
he can
couple
start
Coca-Colas.
on if they think that he can start on their team, then they can give us a 3 and a 4. Because
Hey,
remember,
That'll never happen.
Hey, Crypto, let's get Cincinnati on the phone. That's Kansas City on the phone, saying, "Look, we'll give you Eichenberg, and you give us Patrick Mahomes. We'll give you give us Patrick Mahomes. We'll give you Eichenberg and Skylar Thompson."
Yep.
No, sir. No, sir. Not
For
don't.
Pat.
Skylar Thompson is not tradable.
Mm-hmm.
Skylar is not tradable. Shake.
What?
Can't. I still
Why
got
you say
hope.
he's not tradable?
Why?
I don't know about
No,
that.
sir.
I mean,
Why they
anybody.
could draft? They
Hey,
could
what
draft
are you talking about?
quarterback.
Eichenberg. Hey, listen. At the end of the day, Eichenberg has more value than Skylar Thompson right now. What are you talking
Yes,
about?
he does.
Yeah, but you know that's when you say part of the core, right? I got to throw Skylar in there, man.
Oh no, Skylar ain't part
Damn,
of the
part of.
core.
Oh man, man, that's a deep.
That's part of
Man,
it.
that's a
That's
heavy
the
take there.
that's listen. That's your
Damn.
backup who's going to be making chump change for a couple of
That
more years. You
that's a
need that.
deep
If you're
that's a
going to be
deep
paying
take.
Tua 28 to 35 a year, then your backup is going to be making 900K, pretty much.
Well,
So that's
you
part of
can
your
make the
core.
argument. You can make the argument that Kendall Lamb is our core.
I can tell you
Have you
one
learned something
thing.
new every day? Skylar Thompson isn't tradable.
Listen, man, it's
That is
something. Yeah. So
Have you been
I
hanging around Pete?
that was a
so
hell of a take
okay.
right
There's
there.
a
I
scale.
just said that.
So
Have
sorry,
you been hanging around Pete?
sorry, Kyle Krabs. I'm gonna use your scale. So the scale that Kyle Krabs use is an incomplete evaluation, right? And then he has starter, equitable starter. All
Mhm.
right, and then he has obviously a core, a core of your offense or defense. So when you look at Skyler, it's unproven talent. It's unproven evaluation. So for me, um, wh- who does this
Yo,
go
what
on?
the fuck?
Oh,
He told me,
oh, good grief.
Listen, if you ain't learned nothing, if you ain't learned nothing from EM, then I can't help you. But
He
you know,
learned
but
everything from EM. There
but
you
I
go. That explains it. EM has a little protege
listen.
here.
Listen,
Yep.
it was Patrick Graham. I don't know if Shake was there,
Mm.
but definitely El Capitan was there. Uh, if you don't know about Patrick Graham, when Patrick Graham was saying we're gonna break this
and
team
Patrick Graham
down,
is
and
is the defensive
the
coordinator
first
for
defensive
Raiders.
coordinator for Flores, right?
Yeah,
He was the one that
but
said,
he's now the defensive coordinator for the Raiders.
cool. But he was the one that said, you're going to set the edge. You're going to learn what leverage is. You're going to learn how to engage and escape off engagement. You're going to learn what B gap and C gap is. And guess who came on platforms and broke that down for some of us? EM. A lot of people don't know what even
C
set.
gap.
What is setting the edge? Hardly nobody knows. Yet they're a hardcore Dolphin fan, but this is why people say watch film and enjoy the game better when you understand it better. You know, nobody hardly knows what setting the edge is. They probably think that means go out and get some food or some shit. But
No, setting the edge is like when you go to your
EM,
barber and you want him to give you
the
good
EM
tape up.
did EM
setting my
give you
edges,
that
eh?
vital lesson?
Good grief, Shake.
Setting
You about to
So-
that
blow
edge
some
in the
crypto, man.
barbershop, edge you up.
telling you right now. Plugging the A gap. A lot of people don't know that's Raekwon Davis right over the guard. It's not over the center. Okay, and a lot of
Oh,
people
he's
don't
not
know
an
what the B
employee
gap
anymore
is.
of this franchise.
Right. So, but you got to know where what is the B gap? You got to know where your player got to be, right? And all of those things Patrick Graham brought into this organization with Flores. And so we have to appreciate that we
I know one thing.
some
You
shit.
are making EM proud.
Looking at the
Listen.
comments.
You're making EM very
EM,
proud.
listen,
The comments.
we got to give
I'm
EM
so
some credit. He probably
smiling
set
right now.
some edges in his day.
Hey,
But
and by the way, shout out to my man Q. What's going on? Steelers country, let's ride. Yo,
yeah.
I tell you what, low key, I think the Steelers is having a great offseason.
Yeah. I think they
Man,
might could win that division. I think Ravens overhyped. I think Ravens is overhyped. The overhyped team Look at us last year. We was overhyped. The overhyped team most time don't really do nothing. I got is between the Cincinnati and Steelers.
Why you think us and the Cowboys always tend to be the same?
So that's what I'm saying. Because
So
look, the Steelers traded away a first round draft pick. We can't trade away a 7th round draft pick.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's understandable.
Eichenberg is untradeable as well as Skylar Thompson's untradeable.
So
We have an
the thing
Eichenberg.
is
Untouchable. We
too
have
with
an
this draft,
Eichenberg.
right? What is so funny about this draft is that there's a chance that the gas mask comes out for a player, right? And then there's also
Yeah,
a
it's gonna
chance
come
that
out next week.
some bad news comes out about a wide receiver or he has some off-field issues. There's a chance of that. So there's a chance that a Christian Wilkins can fall right in our lap again. And I say Christian meaning a quality player, just because the smoke mask came out during the draft, right? And but guess what? I've done the
Greer's gonna
draft
put that out
simulation
there.
at least over 50 times, and there is a chance that it's just a guy's gonna drop to us at 21. We ain't shame if we have to pick a good guy at 21. I'm telling you
What's
that
going
right
on,
now.
CBA3?
Well,
What's going on?
as long as another Eichenberg
Michael Worship
falls in
2.
our
What's
lap,
going on, my
I'm gonna
brother?
be happy.
Listen, if Braylon Trice drops there, if you see like a guy like
Damn.
boy, if a Trice drops there, I gotta go for him. He immediately plays in place of Chubb and Phillips Healy. But and he also can be like the Christian Wilkins stopgap until we gotta pay him. But I would say Braden Fisk is another guy. If you can be probably
All right, let
be
me.
top four.
I got a panel for a question. I got the panel. This question real quick. How would you guys feel about picking up OBJ?
Hell no. Hell no.
He
Not for
doesn't
me.
fit in the Dolphins uniform.
I would get
No.
Landry first.
He'd
Yeah.
go to Kansas City and make them good.
I don't think his
Although,
knees can take it no more.
did you guys see that Tyreek Hill's been plugging to get Michael Thomas?
He's been gassing everybody up.
And another
That's
thing I
Tyreek.
learned.
Y'all
Yeah,
fought
I
for
saw
that,
that.
P.O.
I saw that. I
Yeah,
saw
Yes.
that. But guess what,
saw
guys?
that.
If
Landry
you
and
notice,
Jason
right, what I learned from Alf from 3 Yards per Carry is that Stephen Ross is basically cutting the check of the 13.5 million for Armstead this year and giving it to him in his hand. Here's 13
Badly.
million. Your cap hit this year will probably be $1.5 million. So he's doing that. He's done it with Ahmed. He's done it with he's restructured so much players. He's just like, hey, here's your salary now in your hand. Here's the check, and then the cap hit is very minimum. But guess what? When let's say Shake Money is the owner. If Shake Money has to cut 17 checks, you better fucking win, bro. Because Shake Money will fire the fuck out of you if you fail. Because he's cutting all of these checks to get a low cap hit restructure. But you ain't winning in 2024 or 2025. Bye, Greer. Shake Money cut too much checks.
Well, to be fair, if I cut 17 checks, they're all the motherfuckers are bouncing. The notorious JB, what's going on, man? How you doing?
You gonna bounce him, huh?
What up, Chief? How you been?
Good. How you
Sharif,
doing?
you're
Good to see
making
you, my
EM
brother.
proud.
Good, long time.
So what's on your mind, man? Floor is all yours.
Interesting off season so far. You know, I was pretty bummed to see Hunt leave until I saw the contract he got. Wilkins, I mean, definitely was bummed to see him go because the leadership was there. But I think we all agree Seiler puts up similar numbers. I really like the Jordan Brooks signing a lot. I think he'll be a leader on defense. I think he's a tackling machine. You're talking to a guy who had over 100 tackles last year, coming off a torn MCL. So, things are looking on the up and up. We'll see how it turns out, though.
Yeah, the thing I like about this is they're not a lot of household names, right? But at the end of the day, it's not about household names. It's not about it's about cohesion. Can these guys gel as a unit and play with each other? You know what I mean? Just because you got big names doesn't mean it's gonna always translate, especially in football.
I think the big thing is how they fit Anthony Weaver's system too. You know what I mean? Sorry to cut off whoever I did there. Sorry about that.
No,
that's okay. JP, did you like the Kendall Fuller move? I loved it.
Dude, I thought it was great. I think he'll be a very, he's still young enough. He's still got a little bit of gas left in the tank. He's still got actually a fair amount of gas left in the tank. And they signed him on if I'm not mistaken, they signed him on a fairly inexpensive contract. So
I think it was
I thought that was a real good signing.
16.5 or something like that.
Yeah, that's
like
peanuts, bro.
16.5 for 2 years. And getting all these other guys, these defensive linemen, 1 year, 2 years, the linebacker there. I don't have a problem with this. Everybody was like, oh, we lost Wilkins. Oh, we lost Hunt. Well, let me ask you guys, the panel, would you want to pay Christian Wilkins $28 million a year?
No.
Hell no.
Would you want to pay Robert Hunt $20 million as a guard?
Here's the thing about
I want the comp pick, though. I'll take the comp pick. You could leave. I'll take the comp pick.
Doesn't mean our structure would have been the same as what Carolina's would have made it to be.
Yeah, exactly.
He left.
How you been, Crypto?
Huh? Oh, pretty
How
good.
you been? Been a hot minute, but no, Hunt, though, I mean, I think we all can agree Hunt's been the most reliable offensive lineman this team's had over the last 4 years, but at the same time, you're paying. Sorry.
And the thing I like about Hunt is in a pinch, he could play. He had the ability to play right tackle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
You're paying him $20 million though for a guy who's been a good, not $20 million for a guard who is primarily his best position is guard. I mean, that's a lot of coin to drop for somebody that's never made the Pro Bowl. Let's just be realistic. That's a lot of money. And you're either losing Robert Hunt and Christian Wilkins, or next year, even there are some people out there that think the salary cap is this phantom boogeyman that you can avoid forever. You can't, and you're gonna have to make these tough decisions sooner rather than later. And next year, it's either that or you lose Holland. Next year, you lose Waddle. I mean, there are ways around it, but it's come time to pay the piper. And some of these losses had to be, I don't want to say necessary evils, but they reached that boiling point.
I saw a story, and the guy, I can't remember, so just bear with me. He said by the year 2030, he said he doesn't even think there'll be a salary cap because it'll be so high anymore. He said, I think he said it's going to be projected to be almost $400 million. What are your thoughts?
I don't know if it's going to be that high.
But it's
you
going
said
up.
2030?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Natural inflation probably get it that high, yeah.
But the point is, it keeps going up and up and up. And the thing that I always say is
definitely not going down.
Yep.
No, pretty much. In 2030, you're gonna pay $10 for a Snickers.
Yeah, no doubt.
You can pay that in third world countries already in Zimbabwe.
Nicaragua. Well, we are seeing quarterbacks make $50 million and up now. I mean, it's not going to be long, but within the next 5 years, you're going to see a $70 million quarterback. I mean, I have no doubt in my mind. So it wouldn't surprise me if that cap winds up being. When did you say the number was? What year did you say it was going to be? We're looking at
2030. The guy in the article said it'll be over $400 million.
All right. I think it might be a little bit longer than that, but I will agree. I think that you're going to see a pretty high salary cap to reach that level because these contracts are getting higher and higher, and teams are making more and more money.
And how popular football. And let's face it, whether you like Goodell or not, he's smart. He's going around all the world. Now they got a game. I think the Eagles are playing a game down in Brazil. I mean, that's smart. You get it worldwide. You get it seen worldwide. And just the television revenue from not just this country, but around the world, like England, Germany, now Brazil. I mean, that's going to help the salary cap go up and up and up and up.
Absolutely. Hell, I don't know if it's going to be well, maybe it will, but I think by 2050, I was going to say, I don't know if it'll happen in my lifetime, but I think by 2050, you're going to see several expansion teams in Europe. I think you'll see a team in Mexico. You mentioned Brazil. I wouldn't be surprised if you're going to see some teams in South America. I mean, we're going to see a national game to where we get a Super Bowl. It wouldn't surprise me if you guys, the older generation that may be listening, they'll remember when the AFC and the NFC merged. it wouldn't surprise me if we see two different leagues. You got NFL Europe, and then you got the Americas. You know,
Yeah.
and then the Super Bowl is the winners of those. That probably won't be in my lifetime.
They
But
get to declare themselves.
Hey, listen, by 2050, JP, I know you're a wrestling fan. I won't be surprised if you see Ric Flair fight for one more time.
They'll scrape this old dilapidated
he
ass
probably
off
will.
Congress.
He probably win his 50th title by then, right?
Yeah, right.
If you're
He'll
50
fight
time
Hulk
champion.
Hogan.
He'll be on his 50th divorce, and he'll have his 100th alimony he has to pay. You know, and he'll have them and Hulk Hogan, like somebody said, they'll have their retirement match one more time, and those two are going to wrestle until one of them falls over dead. I hate to say that to be cynical, but I truly believe Flair is convinced he's going to die in the ring, and he's not going to stop until he does.
Did you ever, JP?
Did you have the Undertaker as the guest referee?
More ways than one, right? More ways than one.
I've heard the Undertaker had an interview. Very cool guy, man.
Hey, check this out.
He's a hell of a good dude.
If I was wrestling Ric Flair and he died, I would let him put me in the figure four so I could say I tapped out to Ric Flair's corpse.
Would you tap if he croaked though? If he croaked in the middle of the figure four, would you actually tap?
Yeah, I'm like, I tapped. I'm the only one who lost to Ric. Even Ric Flair's corpse beat me.
Shit, I just say, you reverse that son of a bitch. You ain't kidding me. You reverse that bitch.
Did you guys ever
tap out?
Shake Money? Did you ever see that interview for ESPN's 30 for 30 with Ric Flair?
No.
Did you ever see that? Oh my God!
I saw that. That was
about
wild.
how he drank, and he'd go to a psychiatrist and they said, "Oh, in a week," he said, "No, I drink so many martinis in one night." He was a partier.
His martinis.
Didn't he say after he got his pacemaker, like a month later, he went out and got shit faced?
Yes.
Yeah, he almost died. He almost died. Like literally, he almost died. I don't remember how long it was. Wasn't that long ago. He almost died, and they put a pacemaker in. And they told him don't drink again. And a month later, he went out and got shit faced. He doesn't care, man. He's fuck it. Live once.
By the way, guys,
beer and all kinds of things, and oh my God, it was like unreal. All the stuff.
So, guys, if you're interested in just fooling around with the draft, I just put a link inside the private chat. It's my draft, what I did, the trades and everything. It's very realistic. It's no crazy trades in there, but you can also use that website to do your own drafting and trading.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing mock drafts next month.
Hey, question for the panel.
And it's a great draft site. It's a new one that I've never seen like that before. So, but
Shake,
try it,
somebody had a question.
The draft is in 6 weeks. Y'all do know that, right?
Shake, real quick. Somebody had a question, but before they asked that, are you guys like picking teams and having somebody do a mock draft that way, or are we having like panelists pick?
We had a bunch of people pick teams, but the only difference is we tried doing round 7. That shit got boring. So what we're gonna do is just the first 3 rounds, and that's it.
Well, if you need teams, hit me up on Twitter. I'll pick ones. I'll pick up a spare bones if you need anybody.
Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna be doing, but we're gonna be doing different mock drafts. Like I'm gonna be hosting Wednesday night. I'm gonna bring up everybody one at a time, and then you get to do your Dolphins mock draft. But yeah, the week before the draft, that's when we're gonna do the big draft on a Saturday. It's gonna be a Saturday night show. So
okay. Yeah, if you need a spare part, let me know. I'll jump on.
Okay, for sure. I appreciate that. Hell yeah.
Thanks, bro.
Thank you.
If nobody's there to replace Christian Wilkins or Braylon Trice is not there, I'm trading down, man, because I don't need an O-line that high with Brewer. You signed Brewer. You could get Connor in June.
Yeah, but we don't need guards, though.
Who was the one that had a question for the panel? Somebody had a question for the panel a couple minutes ago.
That's me. That's
What's
me.
up, bro? Sorry, bro.
All right, so question for everybody. So, who is under most pressure on offense and who is under most pressure on defense?
Huh? Say that again.
Defense?
Which
I'd say probably Zach Seiler. I'd probably say Sealer because of the fact that he's replacing Wilkins in there. Everybody's saying, and I'm the one that agrees with he put up the same productivity, but it's much different when you've got more focus on the defense. I think he's under pretty big pressure next year for that reason. I'd probably say Cam Smith too on defense because you're going into year 2.
That's my one. Yeah, that's my one.
Yeah.
Cam Smith because Kendall Fuller just got signed.
I would say Channing. I would say Channing Tindall. He has the most pressure because this is one of those
Yeah, him
years where
too.
he can end up. He can end up like the tight end we traded to the Rams.
Yeah, David Long. Yeah, not David Long. Hunter Long. Hunter Long.
Or he could get cut.
Yeah. Well, they've beefed up that linebacking
Yeah,
core.
he's under the most. He's under the most. You know what it is when you can't even make the team and linebackers are hurt. You can't even make the field, bro.
What about what
Yeah.
Nene said in the chat? She said a good one. It's Holland because he's got he's in his contract season and he could break bank. So that's a good point too.
Yeah.
On offense,
he
so
could.
would you say the same about Waddle on offense? What Nene's point?
Nah.
I think it's
I mean,
Tua.
I think Water
guys.
part our cornerstone.
Tyreek's gone after this year. Whether that's why I say the go all in is next year. It's not this year coming, because we're gonna have green guys we're depending on, right?
Yeah.
And we're gonna and there, So the thing is, if Tua can extend first downs, and if that's and from what I'm hearing, that's what he's working on with his individual quarterback coach. And Tua could win games by himself, basically. Basically, he's not patting the ball and allowing Kansas City to take away what he likes. So he's escaping a bit, and his quickness and speed is actually increasing. And you got to give it up to Tua because they say he's a golf fiend, and he's like, "F you, I'm taking my day off and playing golf." Give it up to Tua. He's there working on his craft. What does he need to get better? Speed and quickness. And some would say throwing 20-yard outs. There was a 45-yard out that I saw Josh Allen throw during a game against us. Perfect. He ripped the velocity, and that's what Tua. If that's what Tua has to work on, and I'm a Tua fan, so.
Do you guys think that this contract is coming soon, or they're gonna make him play on the 5th-year option?
I think we see Water contract before. Oh, my bad.
No, I was going to say, I think they're going to wait till after June 1st when the Xavier Howard money kicks in.
I can tell you right now, Brewer at 6'1", he is very strong and able to get underneath pads. Yeah. If we get Connor Williams to go play left guard, it's over. It's over. Up the middle, I would be able to run up the middle on 4th and 1. That would be two very strong guys, Brewer and Connor Williams. Oh my gosh.
What's the extent of his injury, Connor Williams?
Yeah, I heard he's gonna be injured for a while. He think about retiring.
Yeah.
Hey, is it true, man? Is it true I hear that Brewer's like the smallest center in the NFL, bro?
One of them.
What was his name?
His run win rate is number 1, and then his pass block win rate he's very iffy. But we can help him, because we got Connor on the side of him, and then hopefully we get a Isaiah Wynn to come back for about $2 million.
But is that true?
Yeah, I heard they wanted Isaiah Wynn back.
How true is that he's the smallest center in the NFL?
He's 6'1". He's about 280, and he's great for when we kick out and toss the ball to Mostert. Guys his size at 286-1 is gonna already be downfield, blocking ahead of Mostert. That's how you have to look at that. See, this is what I talk about. We're watching film. What is A gap? What is B gap? What is a strong side toss for the running back? You got to know who needs to pull, who has to take on the nose tackle, who has no other thing to do. Like in this case, Engel will be blowing up the mic, and we love this. This is people say Miami is not physical. Just watch the Denver game.
And he's 6'1". Yeah, he is 6'1", 200. But he's small in height, but he's big in size. He's like 295. That's big for him.
He plays up to his level. I mean, he plays bigger than he is. And I know the pass win rate you mentioned, the pass blocking was a big point of contention. But if you watched a lot of if you got to watch any of the Titans games last year, he had to cover a lot of ground. I mean, he was very athletic, so they'd had him covering a lot of ground, and that's more a matter of coaching positioning, which I think Butch Berry proved he's good at coaching these guys up. And if you can, and Shake, you can recall this. I was the one that stumped loudest for Connor. I was stumped very loud for Connor Williams when he came. There's a lot of things I think about this kid too that look. His problems are fixable in pass protection. It's where you position yourself when the snap is made. It's minor details I think that can fix to where he could be a really good center. In the worst case scenario, he's so versatile that you could bump him to guard. Yeah, what's up, dude?
I'm telling you right now, if we get Connor Williams after June for a low price to prove himself again, that's the most powerful interior in the AFC East. You're talking about Connor who can snap a foot. I've watched him snap a football in the air where Tua had to go pick it up and picked up two guys and drove them back. I've seen this on tape. Yes, he blew that snap, but those two guys who were blitzing went nowhere. They went backwards, bro. The shit they are two powerful inside guys, and you need them.
The only question I have about Connor, Sharif, is how healthy is he going to be? If he's at 100% health, Connor is a monster on the offensive line. He's exceptional in pass blocking. He's real. Connor has few faults. Okay, he's good at everything. And I don't say he's great, but he's good at everything. It's just a matter of how healthy he is.
Yeah, he's great at power. He's very
a powerful
great at power. Elite.
You're right.
Elite at power.
You're right. Deceptively athletic too.
Have we signed Kendall Lyon or not yet?
Shout out. What's up, KP?
What's up, KP?
I don't think
No,
so.
we haven't signed him yet. I think we should sign him yet.
What's up, Shake Zilla? What's up, panel? How y'all doing, man?
What's up, man? How you
Buddy,
doing?
how you doing?
Man.
Hey guys. Hey, I hate to be. Yeah. Listen, I see what you guys are saying, but I have to disagree about Brewer. Right, I like to root for the guy. His problems are ultimately physical. When he goes up against the dominant, large, explosive guys one-on-one, they will take advantage just because of a size ratio thing. But you're right. Whenever he's got good feet for the position, and he gets off his block well, can reel back and pick up those outside runners he pulls. He does everything well, but his problem comes down to just the size deficit. That's why his pass blocking numbers are lower. When those big guys can get him one-on-one, when he doesn't have help, he's always going to struggle at that point. But I mean, I don't want to concentrate on him. I have to give Greer some credit here, and I've been a little bit tough on Greer, although I do go back and forth on him. I think he's reset the team. He's restaged the team. It's a different look, mainly on defense, right? And the team is ready to compete again. I still think, though, that the ultimate success of the team will rest on Tua's ability to progress and become that clutch winning quarterback and make decisions and plays at the end of the game, at the end of the season, that can carry us over the top. But kudos to Greer. I got to give him some credit here on refilling the cabinet with some different ingredients, different. The Chef Boyardee's not there now. Instead, we got some some Fruit of the Loom. We got some different stuff, and it looks pretty good, man. I love Brooks. I love Brooks. I just woke up, man. Give me a break, dude.
You got underwear.
I'm trying to think of a suit, man.
Hey,
That's
I
the
didn't
wrong
catch
thing. Yeah. You caught me, dude. Well, I like Brooks. I love the Brooks signing. I like our approach on the defensive tackle. One of those guys has got to step up for their own career. So it's like an open competition to stand up next to Sealer. And our defensive backfield is it might even be better than it was last year. So I got to give dude his props in making us into a formidable team here. The deck is set. It's all going to come down to Tua's development on whether he can be the guy to lead us home. So thank you for the time, Shake and panel, and forgive my little snafu there on Fruit of the Loom.
I had to say I agree with you. I agree with you, KP. Greer did do a nice job, man, on filling up that defensive front, man, with guys. I happen to think that the linebackers have been upgraded. Secondary's been upgraded. We just have to sit and watch these guys ball out, man. However, I like what Greer's doing too, man.
But
absolutely.
Kind of give kudos to Weaver too, because I think Weaver is the one that's handpicking these guys as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a different kind of defense, way more physical, in terms of going forward and attacking blockers, and getting penetration. It seems to be, that's going to be, our new look. So it looks potentially exciting on the defensive front. And when those guys get back, Phillips and Chubb, man, we could really get rolling, man. I think we got all bases covered on defense.
I think the biggest thing with that too is you've got a defensive coordinator that's hungry. He wants to be here. Okay, this isn't his second option, and he's going to be on the same page with his players. You're bringing in players that fit his scheme, to where they're not going to have this guy doesn't fit, that guy doesn't fit. And there was major. We found out later major disconnect between Vic Fangio and the defense, and that's that'll cause dysfunction amongst the ranks. That's not going to be there in this case. It's a lot of team guys, a lot of guys that want to be there that fit what Weaver's building. And I think that's a very, important thing. And I want to bring up something you brought up about the center. I just brain farted his name. The kid they brought in.
Brewer.
Brewer. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. You did bring up a point. He is smallish. Usually the typical center is 6'1" to 6'2", and they're about 300 pounds. He's small even by that avenue. So you're right. That is one thing that he won't ever have on any other center in the league. He'll always be on the smallish side, but he does have that dog mentality. He gets out there and he fights for every play he has. And I like those kind of players on my offensive line. What he doesn't have in stature, he has in fight. And that's, there's no off plays with him. And that to me means he's hungry. He wants, he's not going to let anything get by him, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no. I from attitudinally and effort wise, you can't knock the kid. There are a lot of players like him, and kudos to him to making it to this level with that, I guess you would say, talent deficit. Being an inch or two shorter, 20 pounds lighter, man, right? Because in the NFL, you go up against physical freaks, and especially on the interior defensive line, where you're going to face 6'6", 320 guys who run 4.7s, 4.8s, and bench press 500 pounds 20 times, and if that guy gets off the line and you don't get support, he's going to have a hard time. And I think it's those moments where he's had a hard time on film. I mean, I watched a little bit of film of him earlier today, actually, and but you're right. His effort, his feet, his ability to diagnose plays, to combination block guys on the interior, which is most of the blocking inside is combination blocks, right? So yeah, he's going to be effective most of the time. I'd like to see him more in handling that middle linebacker blitz. I didn't see a lot of that on film, but we'll see. I would be more comfortable with Connor Williams coming back and manning that position, honestly. But looks like we paid this guy to be our starting center, so more than likely it'll be Brewer. So we'll see how it turns out.
Also, I like the fact that almost everybody we brought in, almost everybody that we brought in, got at least a playoff win or a Super Bowl under their belt.
That's a good point.
So we got leadership in the locker room. Well, added leadership to the locker room.
Yeah. I really like Fuller though, man. Have you guys talked about Fuller?
Yeah.
I did earlier. I said I love him. That's going to be nice because now teams not only have to worry about Ramsey, now they got to worry about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fuller's gonna be like it's gonna be his ex replacement. He's gonna be like the another Xavier Howard, but without the bad groins.
And you know what? That keeps the pressure off of Poyer.
Right.
Poyer doesn't have to do as much because those guys are all veterans and highly capable back there. Our defensive backfield is scary. Scary good.
Hey man, I'm gonna be watching this guy coverage linebacker, man. What is it? Is that Brooks?
Brooks or
Yeah.
Walker? I like both of them. Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
yeah, they call one of them's like a real good coverage linebacker. You know, I'm gonna be particularly keeping an eye out for him and his covering ability, man. You know,
Is that Brooks? I mean, I didn't know that about Brooks. If that's what you're talking about, I know Brooks more as a downhill guy, physical linebacker who just is a tackle monster. He'll tackle anything in between tackles, and he's got enough speed to play laterally as well. He's still young, and he's still very hungry in terms of accomplishing things. So I think the Brooks signing for me is going to revolutionize our linebacker play over the last few years. Man, he just brings a physical element to his game that is exciting and impressive.
Yeah, I think he's an upgrade over Baker, man. I do.
And we still have David Long. Is that his name? David Long Jr. or whatever? Yeah. So that's going to be nice. I mean, now teams are going to have to worry about where our linebackers are at, and just we didn't. I think Greer kind of learned something. I know the salary cap, too, but I mean, like even our defensive line, he didn't try and go out and make that big splash. He got 1 and 2 year guys that like are willing to be teammates and not worry about you know what I'm saying, not worry about me. You know what I'm trying to say? And he got like Handback, and he got the guy from who did he just sign yesterday?
Benito
Jones.
Benito Jones.
You talking about Gallimore?
Yeah.
Benito Jones was a draft pick for us a couple of years ago, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Alabama, I think.
And then he brought in Harris from Denver.
Right. Jonathan
So
Harris.
it's going to be nice. You don't have to just worry about 3 guys and say, oh, okay, they have to do it. If one of our guys, God forbid, gets hurt, then we can say, okay, you go do your job.
Well, losing Raekwon and Wilkins, right? It was a huge hole, right? And I think with the 5 guys you bring in, you hope 2 or 3 of them, step up. And, most of them will be rotational pieces, but that one guy will step up and be good enough to, eliminate any loss from Wilkins' production. I don't think you can replace Wilkins in year 1, but I like the approach. You throw in young, like you just said. I don't want to restate what you said. But young, talented guys who are looking to make a name for themselves, open competition for who's going to be the starter, and 2 of those guys will be rotational pieces afterwards. So, I mean.
And by the way, I want to echo J.R. Black. Shout out to J.R. Black. What's going on, J.R. Black? Greer did the opposite and not go for winning the offseason. Championship update will up a little. Greer went to the value, not the name. And, we hit a home run. So
I think he's done a wonderful job this year. I know there are a lot of people that have always said fire Greer. And even after we lost Christian Wilkins and some of these other guys, but hey, like I said earlier, you're not going to pay Christian Wilkins $28 million. You're not going to pay Hunt $20 million. And as far as the defensive end that we lost, remind me, who did we just lose?
Ginkle.
He went to the Vikings.
Yeah, Van Ginkle.
Okay, well, here's the thing. They did an interview with his father. Van Ginkle is from Wisconsin, and he said he wanted to play for a Midwest team.
Yeah.
He basically, so, hey, and you got to respect the guy for that.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So, but, like that comment, whoever the gentleman was that just put that, he didn't try and hit the home run. He brought in guys that can compete together and are more than likely going to try and be Anthony Weaver guys. And, hey, we got to do this and that. Okay, he's tired. And the linebackers are going to help our defensive line because now if they get through, now we have the linebackers that can make the tackles.
I'm also look out for that position whoever is going to take Raekwon Davis's spot. You know, I'm looking for a little bit of production from there, man, because you know, to me, Raekwon Davis wasn't a nose tackle. He was too tall for that, for one thing. Couldn't get any real good leverage, man. You know what I mean? Guys would get under him and move him. So I'm looking for some production out of his spot also, man. You know.
Yeah.
They also brought back Deshaun Hand. Also, I forgot to mention that.
Oh,
That was
he
a
was
good
returned.
move, also.
Deshaun
Okay.
Hand, defensive
I
back.
hadn't heard that.
Yeah, they brought him
It's
back.
a question. My
That was a
bad.
very good move. And they brought the one guy in from what? The Panthers and
Nixon. Yeah.
yes.
Some question for the panel. So, with everybody that we lost, if we don't win a playoff game, is it a pass or some heads got to roll?
See what
Heads
now?
My
will roll.
opinion,
Heads will roll. You have to have
yeah,
accountability
yeah,
at that stage. 3
yeah.
straight
In my
years.
opinion, heads will
Yeah.
roll. Yeah.
I mean, it's
Chris
for me.
Greer,
For me, it's a stretch already. Giving it a third shot. You know, 3 years of McDaniel.
They're
But
done. They're gonna
yeah.
rebuild. It's a blow up, complete blow up.
And I'd say this,
I agree.
we could give Greer credit, for his
That'll be
efforts this
6.
offseason. But, I mean, being critical, you got to then look at the percentage of free agents who we're counting on in starting positions. You'd like to see more rookies that developed into solid starters on this team. And, it's mostly free agents at this point.
Hey.
So that is a point of criticism that you got to keep in mind when you assess Chris Greer overall. If it works out, great. But if it doesn't, that'll be a sword to judge him by as well.
Hey, real quick, guys, listen. I heard this little sound clip from. This is Andrew Van Ginkel talking about Brian Flores. I want you to listen to this.
I have a good relationship with Ryan, and just my time with him in Miami. He's kind of really molded me into the player I am today, and we went through a lot of hard times. But just the way he used me, he's very versatile, like you said, and being able to line up in different positions, it makes it tough on.
Yeah, Andrew Van Ginkel just been canceled. No,
yeah. He said it.
Persona non grata on South Beach.
Huh?
So
Persona non grata.
That was him at a press conference. That was Van Ginkel.
To add on to that to add on to that question, judging off everything that we don't see in the AFC, how Houston getting better, how Ravens getting better, Steelers getting better, we see what's going on. So to add on to that, my goal was for us to go to the AFC Championship. Just how everybody else getting better. Do that change of the talent that we lost? I say no. I don't know how y'all feel about that. Or y'all feel like just one game, one playoff game?
I think
unfortunately we won't know until December. We have to wait almost 9 months before we figure that answer that question yet again.
I think the tough thing though is going to be for the whole AFC is I could see just based on it, I could now see 3 teams coming out of the AFC North. So that doesn't leave you a lot of wiggle room, if you're in the other division. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I'd like for us to do exactly what you said, compete for that AFC championship and represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. But honestly, and this has been my belief my entire life, as long as you compete and I can see that you've given it your all, I can accept a tough loss at, let's say, round 1 of the playoffs. I know a lot of people would disagree with that, but if we're competing and it just wasn't our day because of an extraordinary play by the opposition, I could live with that kind of loss any day of the week, honestly, because of football is so competitive, the talent level is so even. The problem with what I've seen with our team over the last couple of years is that when it is crunch time, we don't even compete, man. We get
That's a fact.
obliterated. And our
Facts.
quarterback looks like he's a freaking deer in the headlight. He looks terrible. We're not even in it in the second half. You know what I'm saying? So
See, you hit the nail on the coffin. It's like this year was different because it's like we was in every game this year, and it just the second half was just different. We
yeah,
start losing the second half.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
let's face it. That Tennessee game that killed our season, and I even kept telling all my friends that Tennessee game is going to come back and haunt us. Sure enough, it did.
Yeah.
I mean, we win that, we pretty much win the division. I mean,
Yeah.
forget about
Just a little bit.
Baltimore and home against Buffalo. We blew that Tennessee game. We win that, the division's ours, and we get a number 2 seed at least.
Yeah, it's the same record over and over again at the end of the season, man. And
Yep. We can't say we didn't have a lot of home games. You know, years past we'd have to play in Buffalo, in New England. You know, we it was there. It was
put the
there
schedule
for the
up for us to
taking,
advantage
and
of. Yeah.
that's the one thing that drives me nuts, guys. It was there for the taking. All those home games, and we blew it.
At the end of the season.
Yeah, man.
You can't say it was good versus bad.
With the defense, man. I may give them a little bit of leeway this year, man. You got a whole bunch of new guys. You know, it may take them a minute to mesh with each other. You know what I mean, and get their communication down a little bit and reading each other, man, and all that. I may have to give them a pass a little bit, not too much, but I'm gonna have to give them some leeway, man. And this point right here, man, is really where our offense is going to really need to help us, man. Really need to help us.
Well, I'm gonna pick back on you, Fred, and say that the defense has kept us in quite a few games the last 2 seasons. So the offense has to definitely make some change this season because, like I said, we got new guys and we got a new coach. So they need to, the offense going to have to kind of step up and do more than they did the last 2 seasons.
Yep.
Does anybody know what kind of defense we'll be implementing yet?
I'm a little tough. You need to get it. You need to get your act together in the off season.
Yeah,
and I
start. You need to hit the ground running.
Yep. And I love we got that John Smith, the tight end.
Mm-hmm.
Is that his name, John Smith?
Yeah.
I like
we got him. I'm telling you, he can really be a big help on those 3rd and 3s, 3rd and 4s. Not having to look for Tyreek and Waddle all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Craig, did you see the other tight end that we picked up from KC?
I like him.
That guy.
I like him also, man. Great red zone threat, if you ask me, man.
Right. And he was playing under Travis Kelce for a long time. Yeah. Darren Smith was open.
That's where you throw your fade, man. That's where you throw your fade to that guy.
So there's no excuses why, like I said, on 3rd and 4, you just don't have to look for Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle. Now you got a couple tight ends you can get the ball to. There's no excuse. And if they're wide open, what's he going to say? Well, I didn't see him. Well, then there's a problem. But yes, I love the 2 tight ends we picked up. I think they can block and they can also do other stuff. So I think John Smith ran the ball a couple times, didn't he?
Yeah. I was about to say I saw him on the backfield a couple times. So I'm interested to see how that package runs.
That'll be a nice gimmick to use once in a while too.
Well, that's what they're saying about John Smith, man. Like he's a great guy to use in in the screen pass. You know what I mean?
And
Screen
he's
tight end,
explosive.
man. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Yes.
he can operate in that, man.
It brings a lot of weight
Yes.
behind him too. And listen, guys, he's a homegrown guy. I mean, he's probably the greatest player other than T.Y. Hilton to come out of FIU. So,
Oh, that's where he's from, KP.
yeah,
Oh, okay, I didn't
FIU.
know that.
Yeah.
I got. Now I gotta
He
go back and
almost
look at.
didn't make it to NFL in his senior year at FIU or the year before when he came out. His girlfriend actually famously attacked him in a bit of rage and dumped some boiling hot water on his
Oh,
head.
good grief.
Made the news. It was kind of funny, but guess he recovered enough to make it to the NFL.
So whatever the tight end I'm talking about, you want to
Yeah,
throw the
Jonnu
fade to,
Smith.
man. No, it's the guy that was in Kansas City. That's who I was.
Fortson.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
That's who I was referring to, KP, man. You know.
Yeah, he's got some potential. Yeah.
Yeah, he does, man. He
Yeah,
does.
I gotta go look at the film on him.
Man, if you use
I've
him,
been hearing
man,
good things about
but you got to use him, KP. You know what I'm saying? You got to use him.
Yeah, to me, him and Claypool are pretty much the same guy. Big, tall,
Yeah.
6'6"
Ball,
guys, 220, 230. They should be seam targets, red zone targets that you can take advantage of if you utilize them.
If you trust them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because
Again,
we
that's
didn't even have a touchdown from our tight ends, did we?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, you got to know how to use those guys. You got to throw to those guys, and they ain't gonna just be wide open like Waddle and Tyreek Hill. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no! I know, but I'm just saying you gotta, hey, other teams do it, So we'll see. Like if we're down at
I remember number 13 hitting Farrell Edmonds in the seam plenty of time. You know what I'm saying? I need to see some of that in this offense.
He was a beast, man.
Keith Jackson.
And remember, New
What's up,
England had
Nene?
two tight ends picked up.
Listen,
Jackson
only
in the same
came up
year.
here for a second because I am ashamed of some of the people what y'all spitting right now. Like we don't know where we are with this organization. That you have to treat it.
You
have
care
to
to
treat
elaborate
it like
on
the
that,
stoplight.
Nene?
Like you got to treat it at the stoplight. Stop, yellow, and then go. Like we at the red light, fellas. Like what are we doing right now? Because the moment these dudes start losing games, we turn on them like turncoats.
Well, I did couch my preliminary assessment, Nene.
No, but see, and I'm upset about that too because let me explain something to you about
Go ahead, break it down. Bring it down.
Yeah, let me explain something about managing right now. In what world do you abuse money, right? Don't get fired. And then you have to fix it because you don't have no money by going the cheap route and get celebrated for. That don't make sense.
Well, some of the players have potential. That's what we speculate on. That's what we speculate on. You're right. It is pure speculation.
This is what I'm saying to you. Hold on 1 second. Let me turn down this TV because Duncan Robinson.
That's why I ain't gave it no official grade. I had an inverse grade last
Nene
night.
is right. Nene
I
is
gave
right.
it
We
a
need
B
somebody.
so far.
I said a C plus. Listen, I'm glad Nene
Now
is willing to hold us
I
to
can't
the
agree
fire.
with you anymore, Sal.
But I'm just saying, like, let me finish the point. Go
ahead. Go ahead. You're right. Actually, I accept that.
Because to me, right, even with the cheap labor, right, they're in the room. They're at negotiations. Christopher Aloysius Greer III said at the end of the season that he knew these guys were going to be free agents. So in my mind, right, at least tag one of them so you could get some more
recoup some more benefits. Yeah, absolutely.
Right, like, come on now, like I'm not gonna sit here because this dude shopping at the Wayway or the Family Dollar.
He found a good deal at Walmart.
And give him an award for what he did.
Yeah.
Like y'all sitting up here.
What about Bed Bath & Beyond? Did he get something from that Bed Bath & Beyond?
Well, come on,
no, we shopping at the YMCA.
Everybody just ain't all like you. Everybody ain't at the falls every weekend. Some of us be at Walmart looking for deals, man. Come on, man.
We got the coupon book.
So Nene, let me ask you a
on the
question.
2-for-1s, Nene. Come on now.
So let me ask you.
Let me get this out. What I don't like what fans do, right? They don't even know who the hell these players are. They watch a couple of film. Oh, Greer cooking. I just seen some. You didn't even know who the hell these
They
people
watch the
were.
highlights and not the lowlights, huh?
So,
Now,
but Nene, even worse, right? Let me ask you this.
Oh my God.
Apparently, there's been up to 17 players
I don't
who
want
are
to hear none of that, Sharif.
who gonna be
We've been listening to
restructured,
you for
right?
3 hours. I don't want to hear none of that.
So
Accept
I
your
ain't saying
spanking, Sharif.
I've been listening for actually a whole 45 minutes. But the thing is,
Well, I just got up here.
Nene,
And,
what is
and I
worse?
just had to wake up from one of them naps.
So
Me too, actually.
what is worse, Nene? Right? 17 restructures, meaning that Stephen Ross had to cut checks and basically give it to guys yesterday in
Don't
order
care
to
nothing
make
about
the
that.
cap hit. But my
Don't care
thing is
nothing about
this: if he doesn't win after cutting all of these checks, what do you do as the owner?
Here's what I'm saying. You're missing the first thing. Go and get you some water, wash your eyes, and then listen to what I'm telling you. If you manage the money right to begin with, you wouldn't be in this problem. Like, I give you a fair example. I give you a credit card of $1 million, and you spend $1,000,005. I can't get mad now that you now trying to learn how to save money.
So
I
I'm
can't sit here
asking
and
you, what is
celebrate you
worse?
because of that.
Do you
I'm not
realize
gonna do it.
do you realize he used $47 million of cutting checks to guys yesterday just to get under the cap? That
Don't
means
care
you
nothing
have
about
to
it.
win.
He
But
did that to himself. You keep
He did
leaving
that
out
so
that
he couldn't
part.
freaking get
so
penalized for it.
so now who's on the hot seat? Because
I've been
Ross
saying
cut all
his
these
butt should have
checks.
been there.
So my
That's
thing
why
Greer's
I
is
still
said.
on
this:
the hot
That's
seat.
why I
He's got
said
to
keep on
win.
going back and
y'all
forth
ain't seeing the
on
deeper
Greer.
picture. If I'm the owner of the Dolphins and I gotta cut all these checks to get under the cap, and Greer is telling me, "Oh, do this, boss," and I'm saying, "Okay, I'm gonna cut these checks." If you don't win in the next 2 years, not only am
Oh,
I
but he
hanging
don't
you
get
by the
2 years.
Next
scapes,
You
year. What
don't
are you
get
talking
two
about? This will be
years.
6 years.
dude,
This is the end of the road.
dude,
This
What
is
you
kind of
go.
actually the end of the
Let
road.
me. I'll put it like this: you go into King's Landing. That's where they gonna have your head.
Look, I'm not gonna let Sharif cut off my point, start talking about some foolishness. I'm gonna say what I gotta say, and I'm gonna drop back down. I am not celebrating somebody who put themselves in this position to begin with. And I'm gonna say this for the people in the chat. You know who you are. I remember when I asked what will be the moment that you cut ties with Christopher Aloysius Greer. And this is what I heard. Well, nay, if he lose Wilkins and Hunt, I don't have a choice but to start listening to you. Now all of a sudden they both gone. But look what he
Yeah, I
got from
remember
the
people
Family
did say
Dollar.
Wilkins and Hunt.
I ain't trying to hear none of that.
I acknowledge the validness of everything you just said, but come on now. When you look at Jordan Brooks and you look at Fuller, you don't say, "Oh man, those some good pieces.
No,
I
this is
found a
why
good
I don't
deal at
believe in it.
Walmart."
This is why I don't believe in it for this reason.
Yeah,
Okay.
hopeful for the
We
team,
gotta
man. It just
see
gotta
what
be.
it looks like,
We just
right?
trying to
We
be
we
hopeful for the
gotta see
team,
what
man,
it
and
looks
hope you
like
guys work out,
on
man.
the field.
On the field.
I don't know who that over talking, but listen, I'm gonna stick to my guns because this is what happened last summer. I stepped with my guns, and I'm the one that looked like I knew what I'm talking about, and all the experts that thought all these people were saying. And I told you
Right.
Christopher Aloysius Greer the third wasn't gonna pay them that money, and we were gonna be back to this situation like 2017. All of this is 2017 all over again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Crypto
It's a
said, it's
team built by free
purgatory.
agency,
It's
Yeah.
the
and that's
same
not a
thing
good
all
thing.
over again.
Yeah.
We back to the
Well,
same spot.
Yeah.
So here's my
well,
thing,
We're stuck
KP.
in the
Listen,
twilight zone.
I agree with getting like roster spots. I don't want to be too hard. The man got to get somebody. Let me say that again before we channel some of my fans that's gonna be coming up here now that I done said something. Hint, hint. But what
Fire 'em
I'm
up.
saying to you is,
Oh, care
That's
to
why you
I,
elaborate
move.
on
You
that?
move the needle, Day. You move the needle.
oh, yeah, are you trying
what
to say
I
it's
am saying
Groundhog
is
Day?
this: as soon as we start, have you noticed how people change their takes when we win and lose? How they stance go from supporting the team to wanting everybody out of here. I've been very consistent on who need to go because it should have been cleaned properly the first time. You can't clean the house, take all the trash, and leave the roaches there. Because guess what? Roaches grow.
Yeah.
What
Well,
if
hey,
it's what if it's German? What if it's German cockroaches?
So you saying Josh Boyer and Chris Rick Greer are roaches?
Yeah, you do damn right they are.
Nene. I think
I've
what
been
Greer
saying
did
it.
this offseason, Nene, was
What if it's water bugs?
he convinced the owner to give him one more shot. He went and begged and said, "Listen,
You
give me
know
one
why?
more shot." Yeah, he
Listen,
tried to give
Boyer
one
You know
more
sold
where
out
the
year.
on
criminal violence
Flores.
at,
Boyer
man.
sold out on Flores.
Somebody
Listen.
get Pete up here.
Crossman knows something that we
Only
don't
put him
know
on
about
Look
timeout.
at
Flores.
Crossman.
That's why Crossman's still here. But anyway,
Listen.
I'll leave. Nene, keep cooking.
Well, what I'm saying to you, and I'm being serious, but I'm also, for me, my standards may be different than other people. I don't care nothing about no 11 games. They could have went 10 and 5 or 9 or whatever. Get a playoff win. That shows that we're going to the next level in this, whatever this is. But when you keep keeping me one and done, listen, because you know what? They ain't giving you no discount on them season tickets. They're not
Yeah.
giving you no discount
No,
on
they
no
definitely ain't giving
merchandise.
that.
Nope.
They ain't giving you no, so they giving you
They hitting
discounted
their
players.
quota.
Hold on, let me say it so people can hear me. They giving you discounted players, old and some are injured, right? That we're gonna complain about later on. You can pin that. And they raising the price of admission and raising the merch and raising the food. Like y'all don't see y'all being conned and coerced.
I
That's why I
already
always
said
got
it.
my
Yeah, but some of that is Stephen Ross.
Yeah, that's why I buy my jerseys from Amazon. Sure, the jersey might be misspelled and the color might be off a little bit, but if you're drunk, you won't notice the difference.
Yeah.
With Nene, I've always said don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe,
I mean, don't
Nene.
be
Absolutely.
dumb.
Whatever
Absolutely.
happened to just being hopeful for the team, man. Just being hopeful for the team, man.
Yeah, but
We
you could
all
be
know
realistic too,
we
because
all
what
know we got
happens
a
is,
lot of
let me
we
tell
know
you what happened, Fred. Wait a minute, Fred. I heard you on
hold
the
on,
space
man.
last
Hold
week
on.
say this, man. Hold on, Fred. I'm still hurt about, the AFC Championship. You see what they do to you? That done happened like
Yeah.
3 months ago.
Like me myself, I think that AFC Championship is still very much out of the way for us. I
Well,
really
come
do.
on now. We
You know
all
what
know to
I'm
be a Dolphin is to be a bit of a battered spouse, man. Unfortunately,
Yes,
you
true.
come on
I don't
back
know
to that.
about y'all,
Exactly.
but I
And
punch back. I ain't bad at nothing.
I hear you.
I punch back.
You pick up the frying pan, so I
yeah, but
get it.
So
I
everybody,
get
I
it.
will
Antoine,
put some hot grits on
everybody's
your
different.
Definitely
chest.
the battered spouse
Everybody
syndrome.
is
Did
different.
you hear that?
I
You hear that? KP, I said I put some
Yeah,
hot grits on your chest. You won't be moving after that.
hey man, I know.
Some hot grits.
You got Jamaican in your blood, man. Son,
What
Jamaican.
what what, what you put on my chest?
hot grits, bro.
Hot grits.
Some
Hot
hot
No,
grits.
hey,
grits.
listen,
That's the
Damn.
hey,
old
damn,
Al Green
damn, I
means,
need to hook
bro.
up with you, damn, man. I'll be like, man, yes, ma'am. Can I have another, please?
You ain't
wait,
gonna be
wait,
saying nothing after that.
wait. Y'all talking
No,
about
but
grits
it's
now?
all
Don't
fun, boys. All I'm saying, I just like to keep perspective. Don't
Yeah,
get too high, don't get too low. Wait till you
absolutely.
see what the product looks together. And then what we forget is we ain't the only team that got better. Look
Yeah,
at
Yeah.
Patrick
yeah,
Mahomes, who he just got. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hollywood
Like,
Brown.
Yeah.
like, like some people just not. Oh, we're going to the Super Bowl. Greer did it again.
Nah.
no
Greer did
nobody
No.
what?
nobody's saying that up here,
Yeah.
Nene.
What
Well,
did he
here's
Nobody's saying that.
what
Except the
Rivers
name.
What
trying
he's
to do
saying,
is
we're going to
reset
the
the
bowl.
roster to give Tua another shot to take us to the
Exactly,
promised
man.
land. The
Right.
Exactly,
season
man.
will rest on Tua's ability to do so again.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? As
man.
loaded as we
Who
were
keeping him
last year,
around?
in my
Who,
opinion, it
who
came down to him and his
and
ability
who
to
keeping
execute
him
his offense.
around?
Yeah.
Who keeping him around? Let's be. Hey, since you brought it up, we almost close to Sunday, so we can start telling the truth. Who
Yeah.
keeping Tua around? It ain't
Yeah. Greer.
Ross.
Greer.
You
It
got to
ain't
Stephen
point there,
Ross,
Ross.
Nene.
and it
Right.
Hey,
ain't Mike
Nene,
Stephen Ross.
McDaniel neither.
This
hey,
team is
Nene,
built in
you
Greer's
got a
vision,
point there,
for
Nene.
better
You
or
got a
for
point.
worse.
It's
It's
Brian
not
Flores, Nene.
Right,
Brian
Flores.
Flores keeping him around.
it's not Stephen Aloysius Ross.
Listen, hey, Shay. I'm telling you, when the season starts September, October, I guarantee, I hate to sound like Barkley, guarantee these
I
same people that's up here
guarantee.
celebrating Greer, they're gonna be like, man, I don't know, dog. I don't know, like
Yeah.
something gotta give. Just like how they did when
Yeah.
we lost
Yeah.
against Kansas City. Well, if we lose Wilkins and Hunt, I gotta think about what you're saying, Nate. And then we lose them.
Right.
Half of the dudes you don't even know.
They
You gotta
backpedal.
watch film to know who they are. Oh, he cooking. Let's hold a space and say he cooked. He ain't cooking nothing. He fixing the mistakes that he made. He doing his job. I'm not celebrating nobody that's supposed to be doing what he's getting paid to do anyway. He should have been relieved of his duties long time ago. If we're
Yeah.
being real about it. But
Yeah,
I'll land
I
my
hear you.
plane
He's
there.
covering up the
Shimon saying, I
minutia,
take care of my
Nene.
children. You're supposed to take care of your children. You don't get a prize for that.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well,
I hear you.
Jose, I gotta tell Jose something. Go back and listen to them tapes on the space. When I write on every single one about this team. And then you come back and let me know about landing the plane. Y'all probably need to get more frequent flyer miles is to get more
Damn.
upstairs.
The freaking fly bonus points. You're getting 12 points for every dollar spent, Nene. 12 points.
And I get being positive, but I just don't like there's no objectivity like what he is actually doing. He is cleaning up his own mess. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah, all intents
I'm
and
with
purposes.
Lewis.
Yeah, that's
Lewis should have. I'm with Lewis. You should have traded Christian Wilkins a couple of years ago,
There we
and
go.
we
Xavier
really
Howard too.
celebrate.
Yeah.
Are we
I think this
celebrating
year-
a
You gotta
third
have-
round pick? Come on, man. Like you like the real
he could
ones
have got more
that
for
ain't gonna
Wilkins.
say it out
Yeah, he could
loud.
have got more.
You could have got more.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
what you gonna do with Holland? Because Holland got that same. Let me tell you something. Holland got the same energy as Xavier Howard. You hear me? Are y'all paying
Diva.
attention to
He's
what
a
this man's
diva.
saying? He
Yeah.
want to get paid.
Yeah. Yep.
Are you
And
saying he's lighting the loafers?
Yeah.
You're gonna be right back where you were,
Yeah.
shredding cap space because you still got to make decisions on people.
Yeah.
Because you
But
overpaid some people.
Nene, the second wave of our draft picks, which is next year, you got to say this, right? I can see a Laramie Tunsil situation. Like if we don't win or if we win 8 games, I can see a situation where, okay, we're just going to go full-fledged with, because remember now, we have officially, Brandon Jones gave us a 6th round pick. Raekwon Davis gave us a 6th round pick. We ain't even sure yet if we got a 2nd or 3rd for third for Christian Wilkins and Hunt. For the enormous contracts they gave, that's automatic 3rd pick without even franchise tagging any of them.
But
so
Sharif,
that's 4 picks.
You're
that's
not.
4
You're
picks.
not
No, I'm not.
seeing the
I'm
big
not trying to
games.
substantiate. I'm not trying to help anybody. I'm just saying
But
the
you
facts.
gotta wait a whole year
The
until you
facts is-
get that. That doesn't make sense. What about 2024? You gotta wait until 2025 till you get all of that.
Well, the thing is, if you get 8 wins this season, you're now truly rebuilding.
Lord.
That's my point. Plus, you can trade Holland, you can trade Jalen Phillips, you can trade Waddle, you can trade Tua, any one of these guys. So you could like move on from a Laramie Tunsil and get a trailer load of picks to rebuild this team.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, Sharif, about Tonsil. You know what he
In the
got
second
that we don't
wave-
have? You want to know what Tonsil got that we don't have? A playoff
What?
win. They were in worse shape when we sent them over there, and he still got a playoff win before us.
That's facts.
Yeah, he showing up. Did.
Like you ain't
Actually,
gonna
he
make me
wasn't that
feel.
bad
I
when
know
we
that.
sent him there.
That's
Hold on,
facts.
hold on. He wasn't the Texans
Dieter
weren't
did.
that bad when we sent them over there.
Yeah, but then that next season they were horrible. They were dog water, and they were in the
For
midst
2
of
years, yeah.
They
for like
dropped
2
off
or
a
3
cliff for 2 years.
While we
Yeah.
still had this high speed offense that ain't gone nowhere, but a regular season playoff exit.
But see, I
my
think
thing
this
is,
year
right,
we're doing it.
Hey,
okay,
Crypto, you like
if I
this
was,
one, man.
listen,
We got to call the
if I
Dolphins
was
the
mad,
Concord of the NFL. They
but see,
fly
this
fast
is why,
nowhere.
this KP and Nene, this is why when I look at the Dolphins, right, and when I look at where Chris Greer failed, if you look at what Ted Karras, Jesse Davis,
Dolphins took a highway to hell.
Calhoun,
Is what they did.
when you
They
look
took
at
a
what
highway to hell.
Calhoun allowed during that season of Ted Karras and Calhoun and Jesse Davis, when you look at how terrible they were that year, if I'm Chris Greer, guys, you know where I'm going. Caesar Ruiz,
We've heard it a million times.
Tristan Wirfs, and you obviously have to get Panay Sewell, and you don't have to do any rebuild. You don't have to look at Barton or Fontenot. Or
That is a
you
five
don't have
offense
to.
in and
You
of itself.
don't
Then
have to look at
Sharif.
any of these guys if you already have freaking
Okay.
Panay Sewell, Cesar Ruiz, and Tristan Wirfs.
All right.
We're not
On
even.
that
We're
note,
not even
But
talking
the
about
point is,
Laramie Tunsil. We're not even
the
talking
point is,
about.
On that
Nobody.
note, that means that Greer definitely should have been fired.
But see,
So,
are you still? We're still talking about
But the
touching up
point
the
is, he's
offensive
still
line.
here,
Touching.
all right.
and we
Why the
still don't
f
have
are
those
we still
guys.
talking about touching up the offensive line?
Sharif,
That
I
means
got one
Chris
for you.
Greer failed.
Because he's
Sharif,
Celia
That means
Greer.
Hold on.
Chris Greer failed. That's
Hold on,
Sharif, I
guys.
got.
Listen, when Sharif starts talking about Cesar Ruiz, that's a great time to end the stream.
Why
Now,
are we still touching up the
wait,
line, Shake?
What?
Why do
Hold
we
on,
still have to touch up the
before you end it,
offensive
Shake,
line?
I
Sharif.
got to end the stream. Look, I'm just recovering from. I got the flu yesterday.
Oh
I wasn't
man,
gonna go on,
Don't
but
feel
I
better,
still
big
got
dog.
to. Yeah. So I
Sharif.
came on for a couple hours today.
I
So,
need to see a
just to get people.
chiropractor. God damn it!
I went today.
Oh
I
man,
definitely need to see one now. I
Sharif,
need my spine
Sharif.
rearranged because my
End of the
neck
month.
is killing
End of
me.
the month, Sharif. The
let's
Crifta
hey,
Games, the swim team. Look out for this name. Representing the Bahamas. Tia Seymour. Tia Seymour representing the Bahamas in the Crifta Games.
All
In the
right,
swim.
man.
In the swim meet. Look her up.
All
They're
right.
not gonna do me any good, KP. I need a
I'll follow.
chiropractor here
I'll
in
follow it.
DC.
Thank you.
And by the way,
But like I said,
guys, we got 213 on Twitter watching. Come on over to YouTube. Make
Y'all
sure you
hit
hit
the
the
like
like
button
button
out there, man. Y'all getting
and
this good
put this one
content.
on
Nene
YouTube.
spanking everybody. Hit the like button.
Hit the
I've been
like
doing
button.
it all week. I've been on fire this week.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, Nene.
now
I've been
let's
doing it
continue to
all
touch
week.
up the offensive line.
Let's round up some final thoughts, man. Anybody got some final thoughts before we close this down?
My final thoughts. I'll go first. My final thoughts is this, man. Look, we got to continue to touch up this offensive line because Chris Aloysius Greer failed.
There you go.
I'll go
For
next.
him.
I accept the retribution. I accept the spanking from Day Day, but she's got to understand, man. We are like dope heads when it comes to the Dolphins, man. We keep on creeping back no matter what, with the hope in our eyes, waiting for this team to rise. And so I apologize. And yeah, I'm rhyming right now. But hey, a broken-hearted Dolphin fan, long supporting, man. We try to look for the positive. We root for this team, even against our common sense and objectivity, right? I tried to be balanced today in what I entered onto the show, but if I wasn't, my apologies. I got to bow down to, what she said is right. Greer should have been fired, in my opinion, logically. This is if we're in a rebuild, which I think what we'll end up being in anyway, then we just wasted time. And, me and Crypto don't got much time. We don't got much time to waste, man. We about to hit that 5-0. So anyway,
Exactly.
with that, I'm out.
Yeah, especially Crypto since he's falling apart over there.
Yeah,
I know.
Man, we got the mummified rap.
I need to see a witch doctor, a freaking chiropractor,
Listen,
a masseuse.
all of us gonna get mummified in dolphin paraphernalia,
Hey,
man.
by the
But
way,
we going
listen,
down swinging.
Hey, listen, Deshaun, being that you're close to Cleveland, Deshaun Watson has a good recommendation for you. Has some good recommendations.
I'll take one of them recommendations. Shoot.
I know,
way.
Shake. I'm on my way.
Man. Hey, Tim the Fin Man. I guess is this your first time up here? Because I've never seen you before.
Yeah, this is my first time up here.
Hey man, hey listen, man.
okay.
I appreciate it. I love your
Welcome
takes,
to
and
the
I hope
fin.
you keep coming back, man. You're more
Yes,
than welcome.
sir. Yes, sir. Fins up.
Fins up.
Welcome to the
Hey,
stream,
you have any final thoughts,
Fins
my
up,
brother,
man.
Coming
before
along.
I close this out?
Well, my final thoughts. I know Greer messed up in the past, but I feel like this is a new Greer. I mean, I know we just going off intuitions, but I just feel like this is a new Greer because I feel like he is building off depth first before starters, and I feel like the failed draft picks that he no failed, like Tanner Corner, China Tyndall, like. Once he let go, Kristen Wilkins. I mean, once they done gone, like after all them years they've been on the team, it's gonna be easy for them to cut somebody who been on the team 3-4 years. So if Chris Greer don't get it done right this year right here, we don't want at least one playoff game off what everybody is. With that being said, fans
Reach the
up.
end of the road. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now that's my kind of music. That last part.
Except you would have done it at the end of last season, Nene. We got you on record. It should have
I've
been
been
done.
saying it for a couple of years. I get off my final thought, right? I know I make people mad because I say what you want to say, but some people are afraid to say. The truth
Only fools duck when the truth is hidden. It's hitting them in the face.
And here's the thing: just because I love a team, that don't mean I can't be honest. Like it
Yep.
is what it is. It to me it
Yeah.
saves you a lot less stress. Maybe because I got a couple of medical conditions that require my stress levels, that I just come to the realization, when you see a truth, don't try to change it to an opinion. I say it again. When you see a truth, don't try to change it to an opinion. When somebody shows you who they are, believe them. Like, this is nothing new. To the guy that's up on the panel, this ain't the first time Greer's done this. Even though he wasn't the GM, he was a part of the 2017 team that did the exact same model that we're seeing right now. The whole thing for me, I don't care who they
Yeah, he
get.
was in the building
They
at the
could get
time.
Jesus, Moses, and all the disciples. Don't matter to me. It's to me, the production is going to be in the season, and how they going to learn their lesson about big time plays from big time players and big time moments, because we already going to beat, and we're going to see it. We're going to beat the sorry teams again, and people going to go off the cliff and start saying stuff that ain't true yet. The real test is when we start meeting these kryptonite teams that are physical, that have championship DNA. Will Mike McDaniel ain't off the hook with me too. Like, some of his plays are just stupid. Like, and here's my thing: if he's being micromanaged to do certain things that he know ain't right, then you need to grab what's under your stomach and be a man and say, this is my team. Because ain't nowhere in the world a man that's a running back coach that came here, right? That was his specialty, forgot how to run the ball.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes y'all just gotta make it make sense. And all these victory
You
laps,
saw
that's
how that
why
worked out for Flores, though, Dane.
that's why all these victory laps,
Yeah.
people, I'm just yarning and stretching my legs, because it's ridiculous. Because as soon as we lose, you back on my opinion about making changes to the team in the front office. So you get tired of being on the roller coaster ride for a little bit. As I learned in Dolphins Twitter, people adjust their planes and their cars and their boats depending on what's live. I'm staying consistent. I need to see the mental toughness. Getting some old people who are mentally tough on another team don't mean they're gonna be tough on the Miami Dolphins. Look at
Mm.
look at Jalen Ramsey. He came back from the rehab, did all this tough stuff, but now he almost softened in cotton the way he act. Because of the boys and girls club, we gotta have a fresh cut grass, best hamburgers, best massage therapist, and it still don't get you nowhere. I need to see production. And for me, the floor is a playoff win. Once we get the playoff win, I'll get on some of y'all train, but just because we got a couple of players that just the same crap he does every year. And you
Yeah,
fall,
he
I
digs
guess
us
some of
in.
y'all believe in Santa Claus and in the Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy, because this is the same
I
same
believe in Santa
minutia.
Claus and the Easter Bunny, so there you go.
Okay, well, my whole thing is not for you. I'm just talking about the trolls.
I know. I'm
Greer
just
cook,
messing with you, Nene.
I have a chimney.
Greer cooking.
Santa
He
Claus
ain't
is
cook.
it stuck. He's still stuck in my chimney.
Yeah, he ain't cook. He brought, he brought out some bread, some bologna, and some mayonnaise. It made a
Yep.
sense.
Hey, listen, Nene, that's some good eating. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know.
Why you think Santa's
Nothing
so
like some
fat?
salami sandwiches with some cheese and some mayonnaise. Miracle Whip.
I tell you what, that those
No,
are some
Miracle
good
Whip.
down. There's some good vittles right there.
Some peanut butter and jelly after that. You know,
Sandwich
make
spread.
one salami, one peanut butter jelly straight, man.
And Shake, to the point. Yeah, I see the people in the chat. Oh, they ain't old and injured. Wait till they get injured and we lose again. But
Right.
you
Wait
saw
till
how
they
many
get in.
injuries we had. So
Oh, we
it's
had
just annoying.
a nice
It's
share of them.
annoying.
We're
These
gonna have
same
injuries again
people.
next year, y'all. Come
Right.
on now.
Exactly.
That's
Well,
part
we
of
That's
the
why
we
you have
could
to
have
NFL
build
game.
your
The
won.
depth.
injuries are part of the NFL, so we
This,
can't
this is
predict
why I
what's
believe
going to
it's going to
happen.
be
That's why I
Aloysius
say,
last season.
Yeah,
Because
me
You mean
there's no
too.
players get
excuse.
injured?
right.
Holy crap! I didn't know that.
Get injured. He's got to build us and prepare us for the injuries.
Listen, you
But
know how
but
Aloysius
until
recruit?
then, we
You
are
cheat.
stuck with Aloysius Greer.
We
So
know that. I know it.
what I'm saying is this: we can sit here and debate if he's good, bad, or whatever. If the front office is keeping him, then that's the bottom line. We can sit here and debate all we want to. If the front line gonna keep it, then we gotta go along. Unfortunately, we gotta go along with what's going on because we
But see,
can't.
Mr.
No,
Pope.
listen. Let me finish. Let me finish. We cannot, as fans, go and fire Greer because if that's the case, he would have been gone last season and season before then, in my book. But he's not. He's here, so we got to deal with him until they decide to move on from him. That's the same with any player that we get on the team or the front office. Period. Because to me, the front office should have been cleared out years ago, and they didn't do it. So we got to deal with what we have right now, regardless of what players we should have gotten and this and that. That's what I'm getting tired of hearing. Deal with
That's
what
right.
we have right now and see what happens in the future.
Don Marco.
All right, guys. Well, hey, listen. I appreciate everybody for coming up here.
Yeah,
I
we
appreciate
appreciate
everybody
y'all.
for contributing.
We enjoyed it.
Those who joined the panel and everybody in chat, like my man Lewis, Cat for Life. Can't forget J.R. Black. Thank you, S. Harris.
Gators is a party franchise.
G. CB83. Best film breakdown in the business.
What kind of film though? Not football.
I can't forget Kevin Lee, who represents that university in Tallahassee.
Yeah. Damn.
Jose Valdez and my man Sal, OG Barry, Mudbone, and
did you say Exxon Valdez? The Exxon Valdez.
Oh, well, Thomas Jensen. I can't forget.
Right, the voicemail.
I appreciate everybody, man. We'll be back next week, obviously. So until then, man, fins up and fins
Take
up.
care. Get well, shake money, get well.
Yeah,
thank you, my brother.
Feel
Thank you,
better, my brother.
Seriously, man, you need some certainty in your life.